ERA against a left-hander, Brandon Vargas, looking for his first win. He is 0-5 with a 6.53 ERA. Today is game number 69 of the season, home game number 39. Hi, I'm Ira Lehman, joined again by Will Scott, Ryan Posner later in the broadcast. And Will, big victory for the Skeeters last night, not in terms of playoff potential or anything, but just playing well. The Skeeters won 6-0, but really the main point of that good win was Matt Sergey, maybe the second best performance by a Skeeter starter all season. He was flawless, 7 innings, just 1 hit, and the Skeeters losing starters on that road trip, and they've lost really their entire starting rotation since the beginning of the season. Sergey came up big, and that is a big bonus looking for the second half the rest of the way. Yeah,
only 1 hit, no walks for Matt Sergey with 9 strikeouts. Couldn't have asked for better performance from him. And he was struggling before he hit the disabled list. He goes to the DL, he's out a couple weeks, and he has pitched brilliantly since he's come off the DL. It's really good to see him healthy and pitching well, because that's exactly what the Skeeters needed after losing Dallas Beeler and Casey Coleman.
Talked about some newcomers yesterday. Slade, he caught one of those guys, but late yesterday the Skeeters got a former Skeeter back, and that is Mark Haynes. The Punisher himself is back. He was the closer here last year. He was part of the 2016 championship season despite not being on the postseason roster, but both Haynes and Paulino were the co-closers last year, so the Skeeters get another former Skeeter back into their bullpen.
Yeah, he was with the Wichita Wignuts of the American Association, but you said it, he's a former Skeeter. In each of his last 2 seasons with the Skeeters, he went 2-5 with a 3.40 ERA and 13 saves in 58 career appearances, spanning 53 innings pitched. His 13 saves last season were the second most on the Skeeters. Like you said, he, kind of switched back and forth between Paulino with the closer role. So it's good to see him back. He's a guy that we're both familiar with, former Skeeter. And with the pitching losses that we've had, obviously many guys being picked up by major league teams, it's good to see a guy that we're familiar with getting back in the bullpen.
Not only the Skeeters familiar with him, Peter Cavillion is also familiar with him, played for him with the Laredo Lemurs, and also a teammate of a couple of former teammates with him in Laredo that are now here, and that is Matt Sergey, who we just spoke about, and Dennis Phipps. Last year in 2016 in Laredo, Rondon, Sergey, Winkler, and Phipps all played together, but it was in 2015 when when Sergey and Phipps played with the Skeeters' newest acquisition, Mark Haynes. Well, the Skeeters are 6-2, Will, against the Road Warriors this year, but I think there's maybe throughout sports and certainly throughout this league, the Road Warriors are kind of a team that is only going to be a 1 year. We talked about High Point, we just got their new name yesterday, the Rockers. They're going to be in the league next year, but when you look at them, I think people underestimate this team. We saw a great pitching performance yesterday by their starter, and their starter, Caceres, was really phenomenal. I mean, both of them, both him and Sergey, 4 shutout innings. It was a good game for a while, and when you get 0 runs, I mean, keep in mind, the Road Warriors got no runs in the 6-0 shutout. He pitched very well, and not bad with their bullpen either, but they got some runs late. But when you underestimate any team, and you're the big World Cup fan, nobody thought Croatia was going to be in the finals against France, and the Ducks underestimated the Road Warriors just before the first half ended. They got swept by the Road Warriors, and that probably cost them winning the Liberty Division in the first half. So I think there's a lot to be said about underestimating any team, and they played the Skeeters very well even in the last series.
I mean, absolutely. This team, having to go on the road, play every single game on the road, it's tough. It takes a toll on this team, but they have a fresh start to this second half season. Talking to Ellie Rodriguez yesterday, he said, it's nice to have a fresh start. We kind of feel like we're back to being 0-0. Even with the loss yesterday, I mean, they still have a chance to take a couple games in this series, and it was an extremely competitive series the first time around. I mean, all 7 games decided by 3 runs or less. They took 2 of the first 3. So even with the 6-0 win yesterday, you still got to keep your foot on the gas and try to win some more games if you're the Skeeters, and they'll definitely have a good chance to do that tonight with Connor Wade on the mound.
When you look at this Road Warrior teams, what is a fair expectation? I mean, they're 0-4 to start the second half. They're 17-50 overall. You can't possibly think that they're going to make a playoff run at some point. But if you're the Road Warriors and Ellie Rodriguez and you're trying to keep this team together and have them focus? What is a realistic expectation for them?
Just to, be competitive, just try to go out there and, do the best you can. Just make a game. I mean, they've lost 14 one-run games this season, so they have been competitive, especially against some good teams. I mean, they swept the Ducks, took them out of the first half title contention. So this team can play. They got some decent players, good pitching, Andrew Johnson, an all-star for them. They got some, decent hitters. I just, I'd say stay competitive because you said it. They're not going to make a playoff run. They don't have a home base. They have to go on the road, play every game. So I don't think a playoff run is realistic. But, see if you can play, 400, 500 ball and, maybe give yourself a chance to make a playoff run in the last few weeks of the season. But I would say the realistic expectation for them would just be to, try to stay competitive as you can.
Skeeters, a part of that 6-0 win yesterday against these Road Warriors was Barrett Barnes, who drove in a run in the 5th inning. He was 1 for 4 with a double and an RBI, and he has been huge for the Skeeters since coming off the DL, both at the top spot, in the middle of the order. Barrett does so many things well. He is 6th in the league in on-base percentage. He is 3rd in the league in walks, and he does a great job at just about everything he does. He's a phenomenal outfielder. He's got speed on the base paths, and he sat down with Will Scott before the game. When we come back, we'll hear from Barrett and Will when we return on the Skeeters pregame show in just a moment.
So there I was, just minding my own business when a hit and run. This guy came out of nowhere, bam, and he just kept going. Thankfully, Texas Farm Bureau Insurance was there with the right auto coverage for how and where I drive. So I was on my way in no time to witness the hit and run that really mattered.
Now that's a moment worth covering. 877 Farm Bureau.
Celebrate the history of our national pastime at the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown. See priceless treasures that will bring your baseball memories to life. Find stories that will inspire and surprise. Cooperstown is where you, your family, and your friends can relive baseball's greatest moments and honor the all-time greats of the game. See all that the Hall of Fame and Museum has to offer and plan your family visit today at baseballhall.org.
Hey Skeeters fans, if you're a senior, 55 or over, we have a great deal for you. Join our Silver Skeeters Club presented by Advanced Hearing Center. Silver Skeeters Club members receive admission to 9 Skeeters home games, free drink coupons on game days, exclusive VIP events, and much more. If you're a Skeeters fan aged 55 or over, don't miss out on this great opportunity. For more information, go online to sugarlandskeeters.com.
Shut up and sit down.
Skeeters outfielder Barrett Barnes here on the pregame show. Barrett, you've been hitting the ball really well since coming off the DL. How good does it feel to be back healthy and playing well?
That's all you can really ask for is health and the opportunity to play every day. So I'm just trying to take advantage of it, keep learning, keep growing, and keep trying to help the team out.
You've had some injuries over the course of your career. What do you feel like is the best way to rehab and just get your mind right before, coming back from the DL?
To be honest, I don't have the solution or the right answer for that because I've been on DL so many times it hasn't worked. So I'm still trying to figure it out. I got a good team here. They have a really good training staff. Honestly, probably the best I've had in pro ball. And they've been helping me out a lot and taking good care of me, and that's a big part of the reason why I'm still playing.
Other than the injury, what do you think's been the big difference for you before going on the DL as opposed to after? Because you've been playing really good ball after coming off the DL.
Well, I think it's just settling down. It's a learning curve. Everything's a new learning process everywhere you go, every level you play at, and I just had to get adjusted and had to take time and take some bumps on the way, and figure out what my role was, what part of the team I was holding together, and just go from there.
Speaking with Skeeters outfielder Barrett Barnes in the pregame show, do you take a different approach to the plate as a leadoff spot compared to being further back in the lineup? You'll be in the leadoff spot tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Your approach has to change because your job changes. As a leadoff guy, you're supposed to set the tone, see some pitches, and try to have longer at bats. And you're not going to have as many opportunities to drive in runs, so that part of the production changes for you. Your job is to score runs, and when you get the opportunity to drive in runs, you got to do it. But your main role is to score.
Do you look at yourself as more of a leadoff catalyst or a run producer?
I'll I'll be a guy that at the end of the year scores almost 100 runs and drives in almost 60, and that's just kind of guy I am. I'll be, I guess you could say, titled into pushing across over 150 runs a year, just because I have the innate ability to kind of do both.
Do you like being in the leadoff spot, or would you rather be a little bit further back? Where do you feel more comfortable in the lineup?
I feel most comfortable hitting 2, but I haven't hit 2 in since big league camp. So I've had to make some adjustments, and like I said, I have the ability to do both. So the adjustments aren't so drastic for me.
You went to you're a Sugar Land native. Went to Austin High School. What was it like, to sign with the Skeeters and be back playing professional baseball in your hometown?
It's different. I've been gone since Austin. I went to college in Lubbock, then I went to the Cape every summer, then I went to pro ball right after that. So I haven't been home in maybe 10 years. So it's different. It's good though. I have family and friends here all the time. I leave a ton of tickets every night, and so it's a blessing in its own.
You were a junior at Texas Tech when it was announced that the Skeeters would be coming to Sugar Land. What was your reaction when you heard professional baseball would be coming to your hometown?
I didn't know about it, honestly, till maybe my second year of pro ball when Michael Rocket got here. I grew up with his younger brother Daniel. We graduated together, so I didn't know about it at all because, like I said, I hadn't been home. So yeah, when I got here and I saw Michael play, I thought it was pretty cool. Stadium's really nice. Obviously, Sugar Land's beautiful. It's just a good fit.
Speaking with former Texas Tech Red Raider Barrett Barnes, it was a big jump for you, going from high school to a big school like Texas Tech, Big 12. But at Tech, you had one of the best freshman seasons the Big 12 has ever seen, finishing the season with a 341 batting average with 14 homers and 53 RBIs. Take us through that year. What was that jump like for you going from high school to being such a great college player?
It was extremely difficult. The beginning of the season wasn't so great. I had a really good first weekend at home. Excuse me. I had a good fall, but I had about a 3 or 4 week stretch where I really struggled, and I really had to make some adjustments. I had to go through a learning curve, but it was something I was able to adapt and overcome. And when it was all said and done, the statistical part of it ended up pretty well.
You played summer ball in the Cape Cod League, which is considered to be the best summer league there is. How much did that help playing with some of the best college players in the country? How much did that help your success in the regular season?
I can honestly say I hadn't played against the competition in the Cape probably until I got to AAA. That was a league that was extremely difficult, extremely challenging. It's the first time you ever play every day, and you're playing literally against the best college baseball players in the world. And that was a lot of fun. It was probably the 2 most enjoyable summers in my career, and yeah, you could stick that team I played on right here in this league, and they'd be successful.
So was Massachusetts a little bit nicer than summers in Texas, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Tim Tadlock is now the head coach at Texas Tech. He was an assistant when you were there, and he's really turned around that program. 3 College World Series in the past 5 years. Did you expect him to have this much success as a head coach?
Yeah, absolutely. Tim's one of the best, just all-around human beings you'll ever meet in the game of baseball. I talked to him 2 weeks ago. He was down here in Houston. His son was playing, and he knows exactly what he's going to do, and he knows how to get guys to buy into a program, into a philosophy, and he does it in a way that doesn't degrade you or change you as a person. So it's easy to buy into, and it's easy to get on board with, and that's all it's about. At any level, it's about getting on board for one common goal with a group of young men, and he's the best I've ever come across at doing that.
How actively do you try to stay involved with the Texas Tech baseball program to this day?
Not as much as I'd like. It's just so far. Lubbock's, it's a 10-hour drive, and text messages aren't the same as, hanging out with people face to face. But, every time they either, do something big or like they win the College World Series and win conference championships and stuff like that, I always shoot Tim a text and Scott Lacefield a text. And they keep in touch throughout the season with me as well. And, you're just a big family, you know what I mean?
What mentor would you say has had the biggest impact for you over the course of your career?
My uncle Anthony Young, without a doubt.
Talking about, this season with the Skeeters, you win the first half title, and then your second half season now. What would you say the team's mindset is, going in the second half of the season with the first half already being clinched?
It's weird, you kind of have to erase the whole first half in your mind and start a whole new season. And I think that's what we're going to try to do. We got a lot of new guys. We had a lot of guys get blessed with the opportunity to get signed and get back in affiliated ball. So we're having to kind of rebuild our roster. And so for the new guys, there was no first half clinch. So we all have to get back on board and have their same mindset. We got to go out every day and play baseball the right way and win as many games as possible.
You've taken fishing trips all over the world, but if you had to choose your favorite out of all the trips you've taken, what would you say is that one place?
A little island off the east coast of the Bahamas. I can't remember what it was called. We took a little jumper private plane from Atlantis to a little small island in the Bahamas, and we got to fish off of I couldn't tell you the name of the reef. I was probably 12 years old, but that was by far the most amazing trip I've ever been on.
What'd you catch?
We caught a lot of snapper and some barracuda. We caught some triggerfish. Honestly, I think the most impressive thing was the barracuda, and we actually fished with conch, which is a shell. It's kind of like a big clam, I guess. And our captain dove down, no scuba gear, no mask, dove down, picked up 3 of them, brought them up, cut them up, and that was the bait. So that was pretty cool. And I mean, it was just one of those trips where you're just basically fishing in paradise.
Barracuda, how about that? That was Barrett Barnes, Skeeters Outfield, in the pregame show. Back here in a moment.
Every Saturday home game at Constellation Field will feature a giveaway or a post-game concert for fans in attendance. Giveaway nights include such items as hats, Swats and Star Wars bobbleheads, a Tracy McGrady bobblehead, and much, much more. While the post-game concerts feature artist 80s sensation The Spasmatics, country bands with Roger Krieger and Jack Ingram, and even a Jimmy Buffett cover band. For a full lineup, visit SugarlandSkeeters.com for more information. Sugarland Skeeters, it's more than baseball.
Where can you go to beat the heat and enjoy some wonderful shade trees on the finest deck in Fort Bend? The answer is Dry Creek Social Club. They offer a large selection of craft beers, fine wines, and handmade cocktails. Relax and enjoy yourself indoors or outdoors. They also have a large dance floor and feature live music and a great atmosphere. Conveniently located nearby at 3333 FM 359 between the Swinging Door and Pecan Grove.
Come on over, 832-471-6668 for more information.
Welcome back to Constellation Field. Time to take a look at the starting lineup for the visiting Road Warriors. Alfredo Silviero will lead it off. He'll be in right, batting second, and playing second is Melvin Rodriguez. At first, Geraldo Valentin is in the 3-hole. The cleanup hitter is Jose Julio Ruiz. He'll be in left. Isaac Wenrich, he's the catcher, batting 5th. Jorge Fernandez, he bats 6th, and he'll be in center. Batting 7th, Gustavo Pierre, the All-Star shortstop. Edwin Gomez, the switch-hitting third baseman, bats 8th, and batting 9th, Chris Rivera, the DH.
Anthony Jansanti will be in left. Our pregame interview, Barrett Barnes in center. Slade Heathcock in his second game as a Skeeter is in right. Cordero is at third base. Rondon at short. Javier Betancourt at second. Matt Chavez, the first baseman. And catching Connor Wade is Derek Norris.
Alfredo Silviero will step in here. 228, 5 home runs, 22 RBIs for the right-handed hitting right fielder. First pitch is a strike at the knees, 0-1, and we are underway. Game 2 of a 7-game homestand. Also Game 2 of a 7-game series, all against the Road Warriors. Skeeters won Game 1 by a score of 6-0 last night. Norris sits outside, check swing, but he went through there clearly. No balls and 2 strikes to count. Silviero, open stance from the right side of the box. There's that shin guard on the front foot. Stands deep in the box as well. Wade, 4-2 with a 3.94 ERA. Good for 15th in the league. And really, if you take out that last start, 8 starts before that, he had never allowed more than 3 runs, and only did that once. To all the other starts, 2 runs or less. Just Skeeters really needed some pitching, and Wade had to go further probably than he wanted to go. But sometimes you got to take one for the team. This one on the outside corner, strike 3. Silviero doesn't like it. He'll speak to the home plate umpire. And speaking of, that is Brian Page calling balls and strikes. Ken Leventhal's the first base umpire, and Chris Cervantes is at third. So first K of the day, 1 away. That'll bring in the left-hand hitting second baseman, Melvin Rodriguez.
Yeah, I mean, it's great movement on that pitch from Connor Wade. Caught the outside corner for a strike. Silviero didn't like it, but you got to be protecting the plate on 2 strikes.
In steps the left-handed hitter. First pitch is a little bit low and away. Ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. Just underway here, top of the first. 1 out, none on. Ira Laitman along with Will Scott. Skeeters wearing the Santa uniforms today. This one chopped, part of Christmas in July.
Quite literally Santa uniforms, even though they got the big belt buckle on the uniform. How do you feel about the unis?
Well, I'm a big fan of candy canes, so I like the candy cane.
Oh yeah, I love that.
Sleeves. It does look like they're wearing a hood with that red thing right below.
Yeah, it does.
Their neck. The 1-1. This one is fouled back into our left. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count here. Wade features a fastball 88-92, a changeup, a slider, and a sinker. Wade is not going to strike out a ton of guys. He just simply gets guys out. And that's really all that matters, I think. Too much emphasis is put on the strikeouts these days, both for batters and for pitchers. The 1-2. This one hit high in the air to right field. Heathcott is there, backpedaling, stops, and brings it down for the second out. That wind, another reason that thing stayed in the ballpark. Currently 91 degrees. Humidity is at 57% and a south wind of 12 miles an hour. Doesn't feel that hot.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice day outside, and you know, we've been blessed with some good weather this entire season. Still haven't had a rain out.
Well, 2 outs, none on for Geraldo Valentin. First baseman. Grounds this one foul back to the left of home, right near the on-deck hitter, Jose Julio Ruiz. Valentin comes in at .232 with a home run and 15 RBIs. No score here, top of the first. 2 outs, none on. Wade, a fairly quick worker here. He'll set up outside, and the 0-1. This one swung and fouled off to the right side, and quickly, no balls and 2 strikes to count. But an earlier start, always on Saturday at 6:05, so the Shadows still making their way towards the plate. Wade gets the sign here from Norris. Norris sits up away again, and the 0-2 is low and away backhanded. He shifts to his right. Gonna put the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes to count here on Valentin. Valentin, last 10 games, 5 for 36, just a 139 mark. 4 runs. Signed originally by the Royals as an undrafted free agent in 2003 out of Southern Arkansas. This one hit down the right field line. The long run for Heathcott. He's got great speed. Can't catch up to it. Drops just down that right field line. And Heathcott, with that phenomenal speed, holds him to a very long single.
Yeah, when that ball left the bat, I thought it was going to hook foul, but that dropped just left of the foul line. But you said it, Heathcock's speed prevented that from being anything more than a single.
I was really impressed. I mean, you know, Barrett Barnes, Jan Santi, Rondon are pretty quick guys, and Heathcott could be the fastest of them all. Even yesterday on the ground out in his second at bat, he was humming down the first base line, and the catch he made in right, I don't know if any right fielder in this league catches up to that ball. Well, in steps the left-handed hitting left fielder, Jose Julio Ruiz, who takes the first pitch on the outside corner for a strike. No balls and 1 strike to count. Top of the first, no score, 1 on, 2 down. Wade 13 pitches so far, but 10 of them for strikes. They set up outside on the left-handed hitter, and this one is a little low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Valentin, a modest lead off of first. He extends it a bit more. Wade peeks over his left shoulder, but comes home, and this one slashed down the left side. Wade hit yet another hitter. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. Ruiz 280, no home runs and 4 RBIs. Wade gets the sign here from Norris. See if Norris sets up away again, and he will. The 1-2. Swanee is punched to the left side. Rondon a long way and a long throw to first, not in time. Great scoop by Chavez at first, just a little late. The shift was to the right side, so Rondon had a hustle to his right towards the hole. couldn't get a lot on it, and a great scoop by Chavez. It'll go down as an infield single.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great effort from Rondon. Ruiz definitely not one of the faster guys on this Road Warrior team, so thought he might have had a chance to get him, but Ruiz able to beat it out.
In steps Isaac Wenrich. Wenrich 221, a home run and 7 RBIs for the left-handed hitting catcher. Hitting very well right now. 7 for his last 19, a 368 mark with 2 runs scored and an RBI. Wade's first pitch outside to the left-handed hitter. 1 ball and no strikes to count. Now Wade has thrown 16 pitches here in the first. Wade has not cracked the century mark in pitches this year. The most he's thrown in a game is 93, so through 92 last time out. One swung and foul tipped into the mitt of Norris. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Last time out, really the toughest outing of the year for Wade. Took the loss 5 1/3, 10 runs, all of them earned, really hurt his ERA. 13 hits, 3 walks, 2 Ks, 92 pitches, 57, 4 strikes, and a 12-4 loss to the Ducks. They set up inside. This one swung and missed 1 and 2. Wade was a member of the All-Star team. Really was phenomenal in June. 1-0 with a 2.87 ERA in 31 1/3 innings. In his only appearance against the Road Warriors this year, Skeeters won 4-3. Did not get a decision. 6 1/3, 3 runs, 7 hits, no walks, 5 Ks back on June 15th. This one right back to Wade. Right off the end of the bat, a soft liner to the pitcher, and that will do it. No runs, 2 hits, and 2 men left on base. Road Warriors did not score here in the top of the first. Skeeters coming to bat for the first time when we return.
Has your home or commercial insurance claim been denied or underpaid? At Morgan Elite Specialist Services, we know that the insurance claim process can be stressful. Our public adjusters have the experience to make this process as smooth, easy, and comfortable as possible, so you can get on with enjoying the things you're protecting. Learn more by visiting us online at messtx.com. That's MESSTX.com. Or call us today at 855-445-3404. We truly look forward to meeting you.
Hi, this is Ira Liebman, voice of the Sugarland Skeeters. I'm here to tell you about our brand new Skeeters Speakers Bureau. Make your next occasion special by inviting one of our outstanding Skeeters players, coaches, or front office staff as a guest speaker. If you'd like to schedule an appearance for your club meeting, sports banquet, or any other group outing, go online to sugarlandskeeters.com and click on the Speakers Bureau link under the Community tab. Hope to see you soon, and go Skeeters!
Keep going, Swatson. Swatson, you didn't touch the base.
Spring Free Trampoline.
You can't cheat. Oh,
The perfect way to go outside and be active. Your family will enjoy the thrill of a trampoline that keeps them safe and engaged all year long, right in your backyard. Visit us in Katy or online at www.springfreetrampoline.com. Smart in safety, smart in quality, smart in innovation. Spring Free Trampoline.
Time to take a look at the starting lineup for your Sugarland Skeeters. Barrett Barnes, we had him on the pregame show. He'll be in the top spot here as well, and he'll be in center. Matt Chavez at first bat, second. Derek Norris doing the catching. He'll be in the 3-hole. The DH and cleanup hitter is Courtney Hawkins. Anthony Jansanti in left bats 5th. Albert Cordero bats 6th. He'll be at 3rd. In right, Slade Heathcott batting 7th, batting 8th. Javier Betancourt, he'll be at 2nd, and batting 9th. Skeeters shortstop Alvaro Rondon.
Jose Julio Ruiz, used to see him at first base or DH, but he's in left field tonight. Jorge Fernandez Diaz is the center fielder. Alfredo Silviero in right. Edwin Gomez is the third baseman. Gustavo Pierre at shortstop. Melvin Rodriguez playing second base. Geraldo Valentin at first. And catching is Chris Rivera. Pitching is Brandon Vargas. And for Vargas, let's talk about him a bit. On the season, 0-5 with a 6.53 ERA in 10 games. He has 32 strikeouts through 42 2/3. Originally from Oklahoma, made his professional appearance in 2013 with the Grand Prairie Airhogs of the American Association. He has 1 start against Sugarland this year. It was a no decision. He allowed 3 runs in 4 innings pitched, which was ultimately a 4-3 Skeeters win.
In steps Barrett Barnes, .255, 4 home runs, 22 RBIs, and really doing the job as the leadoff hitter. This one is skied down the right field line, wind blowing it towards foul territory. The first baseman, Geraldo Valentin, a nice play over his left shoulder going towards right field. 1 pitch, 1 out here for Brandon Vargas. In steps Matt Chavez, 327 for Matt, 5 home runs, 39 RBIs. Chavez, second in the league in doubles. The guy who is first in the league, Kyle Kibitza, who is now retired for the Skeeters. He's also second in the league in hits with 85, third in the league in total bases with 117. And people keep ignoring Chavez is really almost mind-boggling, the numbers he puts up year in and year out. In steps the Skeeters' first baseman against the southpaw, the 5'7" Brandon Vargas. This one is a strike, kind of out of the Pedro Martinez school. I think Pedro was a few inches taller. Chavez steps out, goes through his routine as he always does. Former University of San Francisco. What'd you say they were?
The Dons.
The Dons. The Dons. No balls and 2 strikes to count. If you think Chavez is having a career year at 328, think again. This is not a coincidence. He batted .330 last year for Wichita, and the year before with Wichita, he hit .359. And in 2015, he hit .383 for the San Rafael Pacifics, conveniently in the Pacific Association. This one is hit out to center field. Right at the center fielder, Jorge Fernandez in left center. Hit it on the nose, right at the center fielder for out number 2. That'll bring in Derek Norris. Skeeters right-handed hitting catcher, 259, 5 home runs and 29 RBIs. Norris yesterday snapped his home on base streak at 22 games. In steps Derek. Is his beard a little more trimmed, am I saying? Yes, indeed. First pitch here, a little closer. Maybe not. I think he just neatened it up a little bit.
He didn't grow out the beard for Christmas in July. That would have been the night to do it. Should have trimmed tomorrow.
It's not white, so. The 0-1. This one is foul down the right side. No balls and 2 strikes to count. 2 outs, not on, bottom of the first, no score. Norris, number 33. Where's that shin guard on the front foot? And Vargas trying to have a very quick first inning here. It's only 6 pitches so far, all for strikes. The 0-2 high and outside. The first ball he's thrown. 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Norris. Derek still amongst the top 5 in walks. He is currently 4th with 37. Vargas gets the sign from Wenrich. And this one is swung a jab shot into shallow right field. The second baseman, Rodriguez, will bring it down, and that will do it. So just 8 pitches needed here in the first to get the Skeeters 1-2-3 by Vargas. A foul out, hop out. We are through 1 inning of play. Still no score between the Skeeters and the Road Warriors.
So there I was, just minding my own business when a hit and run. This guy came out of nowhere. Bam! And he just kept going. Thankfully, Texas Farm Bureau Insurance was there with the right auto coverage for how and where I drive. So I was on my way in no time to witness the hit and run that really matter.
Now that's a moment worth covering. 877 Farm Bureau.
Hi folks, this is Blaine Law, the owner of the Lost Cajun in Rosenberg, Texas at the Brazos Town Center. I'd like to introduce you to the Lost Cajun.
This is Griff, the Lost Cajun, and we're so glad to be in Rosenberg, Texas. Come out folks and meet us, try some great food, seafood gumbo, chicken and sausage gumbo, crawfish etouffee, red beans and rice lobster bisque, and jambalaya. Les bon temps roulés, let the good times roll.
Oh, they got that food to go in there. Cater that Gator too. 281-762-0512.
Hey, what's for dinner tonight? That's probably the hardest question we all answer every day. May I suggest La Cocina Mexican Restaurant? Dine in or take away. They have the best Mexican food in the area, and it's all handmade from scratch. Try their famous street tacos. The Fiesta Packs are unbeatable, and delivery is provided. Located at 515 FM 359, or for even quicker service or reservations, 281-238-0872. That's 281-238-0872.
Let's cheer him on as he runs out there.
Hi, I'm Kim Holstead with Coldwell Banker United Realtors in Sugar Land. Go Skeeters!
You got it. There's still time. Still plenty of time. As you slow down, you are going to be our winner of the stolen base race. Back up to you, Shane.
Top of the second in a scoreless contest. Rodor's got 2 hits in the first. Connor Wade threw 20 pitches, but 75% for strikes, 15 of those 24 strikes. Jorge Fernandez will lead it off by Gustavo Pierre and Edwin Gomez. The switch hitting Fernandez comes in batting .224 with 7 home runs and 16 RBIs. He will bat here from the left side against Skeeters' Connor Wade. And we didn't get a chance to talk about this in the pregame show, but with Dallas Beeler gone now and Casey Coleman, you can make a pretty good argument that Wade is the ace of this staff now. Now you can speak a little bit about, although he hasn't been in the starting rotation nearly as long, and that's James Russell, who will be starting tomorrow. And Russell has a pretty decent ERA at 2.57, 2-3 overall, but being that Wade has been in the starting rotation longer and really take out that last start, he has really been phenomenal. Is he the ace of the staff or not?
I think so. He's been with the team longer, like you said, since the start of the season, and he was an all-star. I definitely think that you can make an argument for Russell, but considering that Wade has been here a little bit longer, I think that he's now the ace of this team.
The 1-1 is a little bit low and away. 2 balls and a strike here. Wind blowing in from right center field. The shadows now past home plate. And I mean just past home plate. The 2-1 here by the Skeeters right-hander. This one swung and slammed foul down the left side. That'll leave the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. No score here, top of the second. Wade gets the sign here from Norris. Wade will kick and fire as they set up outside. And this one misses by about 4 or 5 inches. That'll run the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And so far, Wade been effective, but he's using up a lot of pitches early here. See if they go back outside. They do. And the payoff pitch swung and served into center. But right there is Barnes. He'll wait for it and haul it in one-handed for out number 1. That'll bring in all-star shortstop Gustavo Pierre. Comes in at 249, 8 home runs, 17 RBIs, and he was extremely impressive defensively last night, Will.
Yeah, he made some great plays at shortstop. Also has played some third base, but yeah, he robbed the Skeeters of some hits last night for sure.
Well, in steps the right-hander hitting all-star. Waggles that bat behind his back. Open stance from the right side. A righty-righty matchup here for Wade. First pitch a strike on the inside corner. No balls and 1 strike to count here to Gustavo Pierre. Norris will set up low and away in the 0-1. This one is a strike on the outside corner. Got it elevated a little bit more than he would have liked, but catches the outside corner and now puts Pierre in an 0-2 hole. Pierre just 4 for his last 20 and even 200 right at that Mendoza line. This one is poked out into right field. Long run by Heathcott. He's going to have to play that on a hop, but he gets there quickly. Oh, 3rd hit of the night for the Road Warriors. 1 on and 1 out here for Edwin Gomez. Gomez 6'3", 175. The third baseman 218. 3 home runs and 11 RBIs, and the second switch hitter in the last 3 batters. He will bat from the left side as well against Wade, the righty. Gomez 0 for his last 12 and just 1 for his last 17. So fair to say he is in a slump. Drafted originally in the 4th round in 2009 by the Tigers out of the Puerto Rico Baseball Academy at just 17 years old. Throw to first, diving back in head first is Gustavo Pierre.
Carlos Correa was the number 1 overall pick at 17 years old out of the Puerto Rico Baseball Academy.
Yes, indeed. Produced a lot of good players. That's a place I would like to see they expand a Major League franchise. Throw to first, just getting back this time is Pierre. Good move by Wade.
Well, you see the NFL talking about potentially expanding to London, which I think makes no sense.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
But I think MLB expanding and going to another country in Puerto Rico would make some sense there, considering how many players come out of Puerto Rico.
Certainly a hotbed for baseball. This one swung and missed. No balls and 1 strike to count here.
Montreal, another place that they're considering expanding to.
I don't know. Going back there could be a mistake. I know the fans there were super loyal, but I think about the Expos like I think about the New Jersey Devils, in that they have a loyal fan base. There's just not a lot of them. And you need constant new fans. And as we know, Canada is hockey land. Let's face it, especially Montreal. The Canadiens are the Yankees of the NHL. I don't know. I'd be leery of it. I know some people are in favor of it, said the attendance dwindled because they knew the team was moving. I don't know if I completely buy that.
Well, they have a game there every year, spring training game, and, fans come out in droves for that. So
yeah, but that's one game. You need those fans for 80 more games.
Can't do any worse than the Marlins are doing right now attendance-wise.
Excellent point. This one is low and away. No balls and 2 strikes. Well, when you tear down your team 3 different times, of course, of the franchise, which is not all that old, that's what happens, especially after you duke the city into building a $700 million stadium and then you get rid of all your good players. Thank you, Derek Jeter.
Well, yeah, you're definitely saying thank you. He traded Giancarlo Stanton to your team.
Guess so. Thank you twice, then.
Unbelievable.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, 1 on. No score here in the top of the second inning. Wade now at 32 pitches here in the second. 23 for strikes as Pierre gets a bigger lead down at second. Wade will throw again to first, and that was risky going back in, standing up.
Now, what was that about the Marlins saying that their home base is in the Virgin Islands to avoid a lawsuit or something like that? Did you see that in the news a couple weeks ago?
I did not. That sounds very Cayman Islands, hiding my money type of thing.
Something like that. They were trying to avoid a lawsuit, and they said that their home base was not in the United States but in the Virgin Islands.
Oh, goodness. Well, you know who would know about that? Juice, the Skeeters hitting coach, who was born in the Virgin Islands.
A Marlins beat writer goes to the Virgin Islands, says, I can't find the Marlins home base. It was like going on a wild goose chase trying to find the Marlins office. The Virgin Islands couldn't do it.
Well, that sounds very fishy. Throw to first. Again, Pierre back in.
I think Derek Jeter had bought some property on the Virgin Islands or something. It's very fishy. Look that up. But, yeah, the Marlins organization just kind of a dumpster fire right now.
2 balls and 2 strikes to count. This one swung and missed, strike 3. So second K of the day, and there's 2 away. So 2 outs, 1 on. Chris Rivera, the DH, who comes in batting .205 with 7 home runs and 16 RBIs. I don't know how you're hiding money because the Virgin Islands, much like Puerto Rico, is a U.S. territory.
Let me look it up. It might have been the Caymans.
Yeah, Cayman is where everybody launders money, so I would say it's probably the Cayman. Have those offshore bank accounts. They set up outside. The first pitch is hit high and deep in the air to left field. This one's trouble, and this one is gone. And just like that, it is 2-0 Road Warriors here in the top of the second inning. That was a no doubt batter right off the bat by Rivera. His 8th home run of the year. RBIs numbers 17 and 18. And the Road Warriors up a pair here in the second.
Yeah, 8 home runs on the year. 3 of those have come against Sugarland. He's finding ways to get hits off this Skeeter team. He hit 2 home runs in the last homestand against Sugarland, and in his first game in this series, able to hit a long ball in his first at-bat.
Back to the top of the order now with Alfredo Silveira, who struck out his first time up against Wade. They're going to set up outside, and the first pitch is swung on and hit it to right field. Heathcott is there, coming in towards the line. That ball still blowing. Wow. That wind really blew that. They say blow the man down. That one literally did. Fly out to right, ends it, but not before the Road Warriors get a pair on the 8th home run of the year by Chris Rivera. And in the middle of the second, it is now 2-0 Road Warriors over the Skeeters.
Salon Evan and Day Spa is the premier Aveda Concept salon in Sugarland, locally owned and family operated since 1989. Let our Aveda trained stylists take you to the highest level of satisfaction with the latest techniques for coloring, highlighting, and precision haircuts. Treat yourself to our famous Aveda facial, a relaxing massage, or a signature manicure and pedicure. Have an ultimate salon experience today at Salon Evan and Day Spa, 281-980-5160, 281-980-5160.
Hey fans, come bring the family for one of the most exciting nights of the week here at Constellation Field, Firework Fridays, where we celebrate our Skeeters like it's the 4th of July. With music and a fantastic fireworks show after each and every Friday home game that's included with your ticket purchase. We'll be doing this every Friday through the entire Skeeter season, so start off your weekend with a bang. For more information, contact us at 281-240-HITS or visit us on the web at sugarlandskeeters.com.
Attention Decoholics and treasure seekers. Junk Hippie is coming to town, July 14th from 9 till 6. Junk Hippie invites you to check out their incredible one-day marketplace. Come explore over 150 vendors with vintage, boho, handmade and retro items you can't find anywhere else. Food trucks and plenty of fun will be on hand at the Fort Bend County Fairgrounds for this unique event. Named a top vintage event by Country Living and Flea Market Style magazines, you don't want to miss this one day only, Junk Hippie happening. You can find out more about Junk Hippie at junkhippie.com.
Bottom of the second inning. Skeeters find themselves in a hole for the first time tonight, so lefty Brandon Vargas for the Road Warriors has his first lead to work with. He got the Skeeters 1-2-3 in the first. He will face 4, 5, and 6 to meet the Skeeters order here in the second. Courtney Hawkins, Anthony Jancenti, and Albert Cordero. Well, Hawkins, who has a .261 average, 13 home runs, good for second in the league, 47 RBIs, good for third. This is now the, if you want to say third, or being that he has 2 career highs that are tied. He hit 19 home runs in 2013 and in 2014, so if you consider that a tie for first, and this is the second most home runs he has ever hit at 13. He hit 12 last year, combined on 3 levels in the White Sox organization, and then in 2016 also hit 12 with the Birmingham Barons. Sends this one out to right, a liner caught by Silviero, as Hawkins, even with his outs, continues to hit the ball hard the other way. And there's one down, 4 up, 4 down for Vargas. Anthony Jansanti steps in, .296 for Anthony. 10 home runs, tied for 4th in the league, and 32 RBIs. Anthony, that great blend of speed and power, also tied for 3rd in the league with 40 runs scored, and he is tied for 3rd as well with 72 hits. Anthony also closing in on a career high. The Skeeters left fielder steps in there with an open stance from the right side. This one is low and away. One ball. Oh, they called that a strike. Yikes. That wasn't even really that close. The 0-1 here by the southpaw. This one is chopped foul just off of third. Jansanti's career high was 11 home runs, which he did in 2011 while in the Cubs organization for the Peoria Chiefs in the Midwest League. Just one from tying his career high as a pro. In college at Siena College, he had 14 home runs in his junior year. And a great year that year at Siena. .355, 14 home runs, 37 RBIs, and 20 steals. This one is hit into center field. That's going to be a base hit. First hit and base runner of the night, as Jansanti picks up his 73rd hit of the season. And always a threat to steal. Anthony second on the team in steals with 13. He is 13 for 15 as well. Albert Cordero hit a 2-run homer last night. We'll step in here. 1 on, 1 out. Cordero, .285, 8 home runs, 35 RBIs. Be a lot of guys with career years in home runs. Mentioned Hawkins and Jansanti. Cordero as well in that mix. Switch hitter batting here from the right side against the southpaw. First pitch is high. Well, he had 8 home runs in his very first year while playing for the Kinston Mets, obviously in the Mets organization. Oh, he has tied that career high. More importantly, he now has more home runs this year than he did in the last 3 years combined. 2 with the Skeeters and 1 with the Binghamton Mets. Back in 2015, he had 2 with Binghamton, 1 with the Skeeters in 2016 as part of that championship year, and then 4 last year. Really attributes it to shortening up his swing.
I mean, he did really well in the Venezuelan Winter League this past winter. He said that helped as well.
Skeeters trailing 2-0 here in the bottom of the second. 1 on, 1 out here. Vargas takes a look at Jansanti at first, and he'll throw over there. A little bit low, but dug out by the first baseman, Valentin. Vargas, pitch count very low. Just 15 pitches here thus far, 12 of them for strikes. Shadows creeping towards the mound. They set up inside. Jansanti fakes going to second. This one is swung and foul back and out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. Road Warriors 2 runs on 4 hits. The Skeeters no runs on 1. Vargas last time out. Tough loss. Somerset beat the Road Warriors 2-0. He went 5 innings, 2 runs, both earned. 9 hits, no walks, 3 Ks. Pretty decent start. Didn't get any run support. And they may have Jansanti picked off, and they do. He's going to be in a pickle here. And he's going to be tagged out by the shortstop. That'll go down 1-3-6. So Jansanti, who's amongst the league leader in stolen base percentage, gets caught stealing technically. Now 13 for 16 in stolen base attempts. He was not attempting the steal there, just got caught off first with a little bit too big of a lead. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count here on Cordero. Now 2 down. Skeeters trailing 2-0 in the bottom of the second. Lefties are very tricky. Always have that borderline balk move. The 1-2 here by the southpaw. This one is high. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Shadows coming from the right side, creeping towards first baseman Geraldo Valentin. Now a wrapper will come onto the field, and I don't mean of the hip-hop variety, but a plastic wrapper. And Valentin snags himself. Now everybody's ready. After the wrapper delay, the 2-2. Rapper's delight.
What if the Skeeters get some runs here? Would it be a rally wrapper?
You're stretching for that one, Scott.
I got to tell you a funny story about an LSU game last year, later in the broadcast. The rally possum.
Oh, boy. The payoff pitch, swung and grounded towards the second baseman. And it's Rodriguez just to the right of second. We'll throw out. So an unconventional 1-2-3. After a conventional 1-2-3 in the first, they line out. Caught stealing by Jansanti, and the ground out to second. We are through 2, and it is still 2-0 Road Warriors.
Where can you go to beat the heat and enjoy some wonderful shade trees on the finest deck in Fort Bend? The answer is Dry Creek Social Club. They offer a large selection of craft beers, fine wines, and handmade cocktails. Relax and enjoy yourself indoors or outdoors. They also have a large dance floor and feature live music and a great atmosphere. Conveniently located nearby at 3333 FM 359 between the Swinging Door and Pecan Grove.
Come on over, 832-471-6668 for more information.
Sweet 96 is a brand new radio station designed just to serve Sugarland and Fort Bend County. But we can't build the best without your help. Spread the word about our good work and we'll do the same. Like us on Facebook at Sweet 96 FM or drop us an email at our website, sweet96.com. Together, we will build a better city and Fort Bend County. If it's important to you, it's important to us at the all-new Sweet 96.
Are you buying or selling a home in Longmeadow Farms, Aliana, Waterside Estates, Pecan Grove, New Territory, Greatwood, or Harvest Green? Depend on Kim Halstead and Coldwell Banker United Realtors at 281-777-1907. A multi-million-dollar producer and Fort Bend County real estate expert, Kim is uniquely qualified with a proven track record of success and almost 20 years of satisfied customers. Kim Halstead and Coldwell Banker United Realtors, 281-777-1907.
Top of the third inning. Melvin Rodriguez, Geraldo Valentin, and then Jose Julio Ruiz, 2, 3, and 4 here for the Road Warriors, who are leading 2-0 over the Skeeters. Rodriguez flew out to right his first time up. He's 0 for 1. The left-hand hitting second baseman comes in at .235 with 4 home runs and 15 RBIs. 2 runs on 4 hits for the Road Warriors, no runs on just 1 for your Skeeters. Wade's pitch count at 37 pitches. This one grounded to second, bobbled by Betancourt. Picks it up, still has time to throw it to first in time. And there's one away. So 1 out and none on for Geraldo Valentin. He singled his first time up. Was left stranded at second. .232, a home run and 15 RBIs. See if Wade could have a quick inning. Like 2 hits in the first, 2 in the second, including the home run to Chris Rivera. So far, 1 up, 1 down here in the third. This one a fastball strike on the outside corner, 0-1 the count. Wade gets the sign here from Norris. They set up inside. And this one is grounded towards third. Cordero has it. Takes a second. The toss across a little bit high and towards the inside portion of the bag, but Chavez stretches for it. And quickly 2 down. So far, a very efficient inning for Wade. That'll bring up cleanup hitter Jose Julio Ruiz and an infield single his first time up. So in steps the big left-handed hitting left fielder here tonight. Ruiz, no small fry out there by any stretch of the imagination. 6'3", 235, fouls this one off to the left side. No balls in 1 strike the count here on Ruiz.
Well, you know, we were both surprised to see him in the outfield tonight, but in 2015 in the Mexican League, he actually had 81 appearances in the outfield. Over the course of his career, he has played outfield, let's see here, 156 times. So no stranger to the outfield.
Out of how many career games?
Let's see here. Got about 1,100 career games.
Okay, so a 10th of his career in the outfield. This one is skied to right. Could be a very quick inning here for Wade. It'll be Barnes this down in right center. A nice recovery by Wade. 2 groundouts and a flyout. 1, 2, 3 go the Road Warriors. Middle of the third inning. Road Warriors 2 and the Skeeters nothing.
So there I was, just minding my own business when a hit and run. This guy came out of nowhere. Bam! And he just kept going. Thankfully, Texas Farm Bureau Insurance was there with the right auto coverage for how and where I drive. So I was on my way in no time to witness the hit and run that really matter.
Now that's a moment worth covering. 877 Farm Bureau.
Skeeters fans, end your weekend with Skeeters baseball at Constellation Field for Sunday Fun Day. We have something for everyone. Play catch in the outfield, and your favorite Skeeters players will be signing autographs before the game. Also, after the game, all kids will be able to run the bases. Constellation Field has everything you need for a fun, family-friendly, affordable day at the ballpark. For more information, contact us at 281-240-HITS or visit us on the web at sugarlandskeeters.com.
Celebrate the history of our national pastime at the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown. See priceless treasures that will bring your baseball memories to life. Find stories that will inspire and surprise. Cooperstown is where you, your family, and your friends can relive baseball's greatest moments and honor the all-time greats of the game. See all that the Hall of Fame and Museum has to offer and plan your family visit today at baseballhall.org.
Bottom of the third inning. Skeeters are trailing 2-0. The speedy Slade Heathcott will step in his Skeeters debut last night. Heathcott was on base twice. He had one single and a walk, also scored a run in a 1-for-3 performance. Heathcott really has always been known as a very good athlete, the Texarkana, Texas native. In high school, played football where he was the quarterback, tailback, fullback, tight end, and linebacker, and even a great punter. I'd say he is a pretty good athlete. Along with football, he played basketball, soccer, even wrestled. Well, baseball was his first love. Committed to LSU after hitting .457 as a senior in high school. A little humpback line drive to second. There is out number one. So 1 out, none on for Javier Betancourt. Betancourt 214. No home runs and 5 RBIs for Javier. In steps the Skeeters right-hander hitting second baseman. Number 24 for his last 15. Over his last 6 games at .266 mark. Hitting .318 against lefties, however, going 7 for 22. First pitch is a strike on the outside corner. No balls and 1 strike. Vargas came into this inning through 2 innings, through just 19 pitches. Now just up to 21 pitches, 16 of them for strikes. This one a strike on the inside corner, and quickly 0-2. And got to give Vargas credit here. Well, he is pumping strikes in there.
Yeah, he is really being aggressive, making sure that pitchers don't have anything to hit, but also putting it over the plate.
Swung and a miss. They get Betancourt on 3 pitches. His first strikeout, and more impressively, he's getting almost every hitter on 3, maybe 4 pitches. Very few long counts here. So 2 down, none on for Alvaro Rondon. 285, no home runs, 24 RBIs for Alvaro. In steps the Skeeters left-hand hitting shortstop. Rondon yesterday 2 for 3 with a run scored and an RBI. Last 5 games getting hot again, hitting an even .400, going 6 for 15. 5th in the league in stolen bases. Technically 4th with a tie in the top 5. Always find that interesting, the speedsters who have, not in his case, but getting close, more stolen bases than RBIs. This one way inside, almost hits Rondon. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Used to bother former Skeeter Josh Prince about that. He had more career stolen bases than RBIs. Skeeter's all-time and single-season stolen base king. The 1-1. Now at AAA in Arizona's organization. Charging it is the all-star shortstop Pierre, who guns down Rondon in a 1-2-3 inning. The second in the first 3. For Vargas, who is pitching a dandy 1 hit through 3. And Vargas also just 26 pitches through 3 innings, 20 of them 4 strikes. A third of the way through, ended the third. Skeeters still trailing by a pair, 2-0.
Want to watch a Skeeters game in style? We have just what you need. Our game day suites are ideal for entertaining clients, rewarding employees, networking, and even celebrating personal milestones. Let us make it easy for you. Suite rentals come with food and soft drinks, parking privileges, and even access to our Insperity Club. Drinking packages are also available. To plan your event, call us at 281-240-HITS or visit us on the web at sugarlandskeeters.com.
Has your home or commercial insurance claim been denied or underpaid? At Morgan Elite Specialist Services, we know that the insurance claim process can be stressful. Our public adjusters have the experience to make this process as smooth, easy, and comfortable as possible, so you can get on with enjoying the things you're protecting. Learn more by visiting us online at messtx.com. That's MESSTX.com. Or call us today at 855-445-3404. We truly look forward to meeting you.
Hey fans, come bring the family for one of the most exciting nights of the week here at Constellation Field, Firework Fridays, where we celebrate our Skeeters like it's the 4th of July. With music and a fantastic fireworks show after each and every Friday home game that's included with your ticket purchase. We'll be doing this every Friday through the entire Skeeter season, so start off your weekend with a bang. For more information, contact us at 281-240-HITS or visit us on the web at sugarlandskeeters.com.
Skeeters trail here as we move to the top of the 4th and to will his way through the next few. Our own Will Scott. Mr. Scott, it is all yours,
So
sir.
I got a little good tidbit for you here, Ira.
Give it up.
Dating back to the first time we played the Road Warriors in the 3rd game. Since then, I have given you back the lead. Every game I've called, that's 13 straight games, I have given you the lead. And that's in jeopardy right now, being down 2-0.
You need a rally then. Get moving.
That's what I'm saying. We got to put the rally cap on. First pitch swung on, hit into right center field. That drops in for a base hit. This could be 2. Rounding first and heading back to first is Isaac Winrick, but able to get aboard here. And like we said earlier, nice speed right there by Heathcock, preventing that from being an extra base hit, Ira.
Yeah, that was amazing. And that's pretty much a double for almost anybody. Heathcock went into the right center field gap and cut it off. And so much for your rally. First pitch after you said that becomes a base hit.
Broadcaster jinx right there. But maybe we can get a double play right here. Jorge Fernandez-Diaz, the center fielder, now up for the Road Warriors with Winrick at first base. And he looks at ball 1 outside. Fernandez-Diaz from Puerto Rico, drafted by the Twins in the 7th round of the 2012 draft. Norris setting up outside. Wade deals, and it's chopped foul down the first baseline. Fernandez-Diaz coming into the first series against the Skeeters a couple weeks ago, he only had 1 home run in his first 35 games. He hit 2 in that series against Sugarland, and now he has 6 in his last 25 games, so starting to find some power here down the stretch in the first half and now into the second half. 1 ball, 1 strike count on Fernandez-Diaz. Road Warriors leading the Skeeters 2-0 here in the top half of the 4th inning. Wade just misses outside right there. Cordero playing in at third base. Winrick, the runner, at first. Here comes the 2-1 from Wade. And that's again shot foul down the first baseline. And we got another rainbow for the 2nd straight night here over Constellation Field. And that is quite remarkable considering it didn't even rain today.
Yesterday got that very quick rain spell. And so a rainbow that went all the way up and down. This one just going up and can't really see the rest of it.
We had a double rainbow last night. Norris setting up outside on the 2-2 and chops that one foul again. Jorge Fernandez-Diaz stays alive in the at-bat. Spent last season with Sussex County of the Can-Am, hit .208 with 10 home runs and 36 RBIs in 72 games. Career stats in the minor leagues, .239 average in 272 games. Spent 4 seasons with the Twins organization, but never reached Double-A. Just missing outside is Wade. He thought he might have had strike 3. It'll bring up a payoff pitch to the center fielder, Jorge Fernandez-Diaz.
Already 50 pitches for Wade here in the 4th. Still nobody out.
season high in pitches for Wade came on June 20th. 93 pitches and a win at Long Island. On Long Island, I should say. Here comes the payoff pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Third strikeout of the day for Connor Wade. And there's one down here in the fourth. Gustavo Pierre will step in, who singled his first time up. The all-star shortstop. 249 mark on the year, 8 homers, 17 RBIs. Open stance from the right side. Here comes the first pitch from Skeeters all-star, Connor Wade, all-star to all-star right here. In the dirt, swung on and missed for strike 1. Pierre, although his batting average isn't great, he was well deserving of an all-star slot just based on his fielding. Definitely one of the better shortstops in this league.
Guy with some power, tying his career high. He has 8 home runs for the 3rd time in his career.
Connor Wade able to paint the outside corner right there for a strike. 0-2 count on Pierre, who's batting .297 in his last 10 games. This season in 6 games against Sugarland, he's hitting .217. Winrick, the runner at first base. Norris setting up outside here on a 2-strike count. Just missing. Looked like a great pitch right there. A little bit off the plate, though, maybe outside. 1 ball, 2-strike count, 1 out. Skeeters trailing the Road Warriors 2-0 here in Game 2 of this 7-game series. Skeeters 1-3 to begin their second half season. Norris setting up outside again. Pierre chases, and back-to-back strikeouts for the Skeeters ace, Connor Wade.
Looks like Wade's making a little bit of an adjustment here in the 3rd and 4th, after laying 2 runs on the home run, having just 2 strikeouts in the 1st inning, using his fastball a little bit more, getting 2 Ks now here in the 4th inning after having just 2 in the first 3.
That will bring up Edwin Gomez, the 3rd baseman. He's also played first base, and we've seen him at DH. That's chop foul toward the Skeeters dugout. Gomez in his last 10 games just hitting .162. He struck out his first time up. Former Skeeter played 16 games for Sugarland in 2015. Batting here from the left side, and that's swung on and served into center field. Coming in and making the catch is Barrett Barnes. So 1 hit, no runs, 1 runner left on for the Road Warriors. Middle of the 4th, they still lead 2-0.
Hi folks, this is Blaine Law, the owner of the Lost Cajun in Rosenberg, Texas at the Brazos Town Center. I'd like to introduce you to the Lost Cajun.
This is Grip, the Lost Cajun, and we're so glad to be in Rosenberg, Texas. Come out, folks, and meet us. Try some great food: seafood gumbo, chicken and sausage gumbo, crawfish etouffee, red beans and rice lobster bisque, and jambalaya. Les bon temps roulés. Let the good times roll.
Oh, they got that food to go in there. Cater that gator too. 281-762-0512.
Hi, I'm Ira Lehman, voice of the Sugarland Skeeters. Join me every Friday night to hear Skeeters baseball live on Sweet 96, Sugarland's only radio station. Listen each Friday night when the Skeeters are both at home and on the road on 96.1 FM for the Friday night game of the week. Follow the drive for the 2018 Atlantic League Championship as the Skeeters and Sweet 96 team up for the first time.
Awesome. All right, well, we are going to sing happy birthday, but I need your help. So happy birthday on 3.
Spring free trampoline.
3.
The perfect way to go outside and be active. Your family will enjoy the thrill of a trampoline that keeps them safe and engaged all year long, right in your backyard. Visit us in Katy or online at www.springfreetrampoline.com. Smart in safety, smart in quality, smart in innovation. Spring Free Trampoline.
Brandon Vargas has faced the minimum through 3 innings here. Into the 4th inning we go, bottom half of the 4th. Skeeters looking to get back in this game down 2-0, and leading it off will be the leadoff hitter, Barrett Barnes. Brandon Vargas has allowed 1 hit, but Jansanti was caught stealing. So 9 up, 9 down for Vargas. Barnes, his first time up, flew out to the first baseman. On the season, hitting .255, 4 homers, 22 RBIs. Got a chance to talk to him before the game. He's a guy that's dealt with a lot of injuries through his career, spent some time on the DL this season, but feels good to be back healthy and playing well. And his only full season, Ira, with Pittsburgh's AA affiliate 2 years ago, he hit .306 with 47 RBIs. So we know he's capable of playing really well if he can stay healthy. That one's chopped toward the shortstop, Pierre, and thrown out at first base is Barnes for the first out. So Vargas continues to deal. And he's really getting quick outs here, Ira, throughout this game.
Yeah, Skeeters not as patient as they usually are. I mean, he's got 1 out in the 4th, so 3 in the 3rd. He hasn't even thrown 30 pitches yet. He's at 27 pitches, 20 of them for strikes. Skeeters got to wait, do what they do best, those long counts. They haven't drawn a walk yet, and I think there's been 1-3-2 count.
He's averaging about 8 pitches per inning. That's really remarkable.
Even more remarkable, your math skills last 2 days. I mean, those classes are paying dividends for you.
Well, I'm taking a math class when I get back to Syracuse first semester, so I'm trying. And sure enough, another 1-pitch at bat. Matt Chavez chops it to the pitcher Vargas, who throws him out at first base. So 2 pitches and 2 outs here for Vargas.
We talked about Wade making an adjustment, throwing a little bit more fastballs, got 2 strikeouts last inning. Vargas, now 3 straight ground ball outs, so it looks like he's made another adjustment. They always talk about that 3rd time through the order. This is the 3rd time through.
In steps the 3-hole hitter and catcher for this Skeeter team, Derek Norris, the former Wichita State commit. Setting up outside is the catcher Rivera.
What is Wichita State? What is
the Shockers?
Shockers, that's a good one.
Yeah, definitely one of the better ones. They're known for their basketball program.
Yep. What is their mascot, Mister? I know every mascot in the entire civilized
literally
world.
a little wheat shocker.
A wheat shocker? Oh, I thought it was like shocker like in electricity or
no.
lightning.
I'll show you their mascot right here. Definitely one of my favorite mascots.
Coming from Will Scott.
Will Scott.
The mascot.
The mascot. Well, we got to think of like mascot man wouldn't really rhyme there. The expert of the mascots. Wichita State mascot. Here we go. Two-1 count to Derek Norris, who calls time. Norris, his first time up, flew out. Here it is.
Oh, my goodness. A wheat shocker, I guess, cuts down wheat in the fields. But that doesn't look like anything except a guy who's scary yellow with some crazy-looking hair.
Literally, the title of this article is Wichita State's mascot has been creepy at every stage of its evolution.
Oh, it's certainly creepy. How terrified poor kids. Some kids are scared of the mascot to begin with.
3 balls, 1 strike. The pitch to Norris on the way, and it's high. So Derek Norris, who has drawn a fair amount of walks this season, gets aboard right there. He's 4th in the Atlantic League with 38 walks.
Little scoreboard update for you. The Ducks, who got crushed yesterday by the York Revolution 16-1, are now leading York 9-1. That game in the bottom of the 4th inning. Southern Maryland leading New Britain 4-3, bottom of the 4th. Somerset off to another good start here in the second half after winning the first half Liberty Division title. They are 4-0, and they're up 3-1 over the Barnstormers, bottom of the 3rd.
Would you say the Ducks are getting their revenge of the Revolution?
I know you're going somewhere with this, but I just don't know where.
Just gonna,
Gettysburg-esque?
Yeah, I guess so. It rolled well off the tongue. Courtney Hawkins, a designated hitter, steps in for Sugarland. And that swung on, hit right to the third baseman, Gomez, who makes a nice grab for the third out. So that's another quick inning for Vargas. He has only allowed one hit through 4 innings. Heading to the 5th. Up 2-0.
Trying to plan a fun corporate or family event? Let us help. With our group packages here at Constellation, we have everything you need for fun, friendly, family, affordable entertainment. No matter what size the group, we have options for you, like our picnic plaza with our in-ground pool and even a 2-hour food buffet. The Skeeters can customize an outing to fit all your needs. To plan your event, call us here at 281-240-HITS or log on to sugarlandskeeters.com.
Sweet 96 is a brand new radio station designed just to serve Sugarland and Fort Bend County. But we can't build the best without your help. Spread the word about our good work and we'll do the same. Like us on Facebook at Sweet 96 FM or drop us an email at our website, sweet96.com. Together, we will build a better city and Fort Bend County. If it's important to you, it's important to us at the all-new Sweet 96.
Are you buying or selling a home in Longmeadow Farms, Aliana, Waterside Estates, Pecan Grove, New Territory, Greatwood, or Harvest Green? Depend on Kim Halstead and Coldwell Banker United Realtors at 281-777-1907. A multi-million-dollar producer and Fort Bend County real estate expert, Kim is uniquely qualified with a proven track record of success and almost 20 years of satisfied customers. Kim Halstead and Coldwell Banker United Realtors, 281-777-1907.
Road Warriors leading the Skeeters as we start action in the 5th inning. 2-0 Road Warrior lead. They have 2 runs on 5 hits. Sugarland, no runs on 1 hit. Chris Rivera, who just hit that home run in the 2nd inning, his last time up, responsible for both of those Road Warrior runs, will lead things off here to start the 5th inning. First pitch on the way from Connor Wade, and that's chopped toward the third baseman Cordero, who has an easy play on it. Throw over to first in time to Chavez for the first out. So 1 pitch, 1 out to start the 5th inning for Wade.
Wade taking a page out of Vargas's book.
Yeah, Vargas has had so many quick outs. Connor Wade's pitch count kind of up there. You'd like to see him record some quick outs here in the 5th because he's starting to get in a groove here.
Mentioned the Skeeters with the Christmas uniforms on. Road Warriors sporting it with red here today.
Christmassy all the way around. First pitch gets past the Skeeters shortstop Rondon into left field for Silviero's first base hit of the game. So 2 pitches, one of which was an out, one of which was a base hit.
Oh, you can't say the Road Warriors aren't aggressive.
Skeeters have also been aggressive tonight. Unfortunately, they're trailing. 6th hit of the night for the Road Warriors. They lead 2-0. That brings up Melvin Rodriguez, the second baseman. Called strike.
Amazing how baseball evens out. Sergey, 7 shutout innings yesterday, just 1 hit. Vargas now 4 1/3, allowing just 1 hit.
Cordero playing in at third base. That is chopped foul down the first base line. 0-2 count to the second baseman, Rodriguez. Rodriguez played 1 season with the Auburn Doubledays, hitting 235 games. 12 RBIs before being released.
I do like that name. Ties directly into baseball.
I got a good friend of mine as a broadcaster for the Double Days this summer.
Is their mascot named Abner?
Can't confirm. He's got a big mustache, I know that. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Rodriguez. Norris will set up outside. That one could be a double play, and Betancourt bobbles it, throw to first in time to get 1 out. But definitely could have been a double play right there. But the Skeeters able to get the second out.
Of course, you can never assume a double play, so it will not be an error on Betancourt. But yeah, Wade should be out of this inning.
Geraldo Valentin steps in with 2 outs, runner in scoring position at second base. Valentin has singled and grounded out. Batting from the right side. Swings at the first pitch. This ball will remain in play. Chavez moves into foul territory to make the catch. It's a quick inning for Connor Wade. Just allows 1 hit, 1 runner left on base for the Road Warriors. Middle of the 5th. Skeeters down 2-0.
Attention decoholics and treasure seekers. Junk Hippie is coming to town, July 14th from 9 till 6. Junk Hippie invites you to check out their incredible one-day marketplace. Come explore over 150 vendors with vintage, boho, handmade and retro items you can't find anywhere else. Food trucks and plenty of fun will be on hand at the Fort Bend County Fairgrounds for this unique event. Named a top vintage event by Country Living and Flea Market Style magazines, you don't want to miss this one day only, Junk Hippie happening. You can find out more about Junk Hippie at junkhippie.com.
So there I was, just minding my own business when a hit and run. This guy came out of nowhere. Bam! And he just kept going. Thankfully, Texas Farm Bureau Insurance was there with the right auto coverage for how and where I drive. So I was on my way in no time to witness the hit and run that really mattered.
Now that's a moment worth covering. 877 Farm Bureau.
Drop them. You gotta work as a team. Hit it towards home. Try to keep it up there in the stands. Pretty even right now. Let's go. Who's gonna get that win? All right, third base. Hit it towards home. First base guys rolling along the dugout. Uh-oh. We need some help from Cowboy. Thank you. I think section 22 where they're just keeping the ball. There you go. First base has the lead. Who's going to get the win, though? There's still time, third base. Third base is catching up. Who's going to get it? Got to get all the way to the watching girls in the middle. And that last hit is going to be the first base side as our winner of the eye drop, brought to you by Mayonnaise. Back up to you, Shane.
Brandon Vargas has been pitching a gem. Only 1 hit allowed through the first 4 innings. Skeeters will look to get some hits off of him. In the bottom half of the 5th, they trail 2-0 against the Road Warriors. Leading it off will be Anthony Jansanti, and that's exactly who you want up if you're looking for some runs. Jansanti has been on fire, hitting .479 his last 13 games. And when he's hot, Ira, he's definitely one of the better players in this entire league.
No doubt about it. Anthony can do it all, really adding a lot more power this year because of great speed, a great infielder and outfielder. 31 steals for the Skeeters last year.
It's crazy because in his 5 seasons before joining the Skeeters, he just had a combined 13 home runs in those 5 seasons. Past 2 seasons with Sugar Land, he has 19.
Most of that's just a chance to play every day, and he really always thanks Gary Gaetti for giving him a chance to play regularly last year for the first time in his career when he was in the Cubs organization. Just never really got a chance to play every day. And it's, it's a lot easier. Like a pinch hitter off the bench, it's hard to get on a rhythm when you're coming off the bench, 1 every 3 games, but even if you're playing every other night, sometimes it's hard to kind of get on track.
1 ball, 2 strike count on Jansanti.
That's why you got to tip your cap to those pinchers, those guys that are just specialists. Every time they come off the bench, they seem to get a hit or even hitting 300.
Looks at ball 2. Best season in the minors for Jansanti came in 2013, where he played for the Cubs Advanced A, AA, and AAA affiliates. He hit .272 with 30 RBIs in 102 games. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Jansanti, setting up inside as Rivera, and Jansanti fouls it off.
They're wearing the Christmas hats on the scoreboard.
Well, it's funny with the unis because, you know, they got the Santa Claus belt, but you have, like, the elf collar. You notice that?
Yes, I do. It's a combination. Candy cane, elf collar, green and red.
Jansanti goes the other way with it to right field and able to get aboard with the single. Second hit of the night for Jansanti.
The only 2 hits of the game for the Skeeters. Got caught stealing, really picked off, but officially a caught stealing last time up.
That pitch was high and outside. Jansanti found a way to get a base knock. Definitely the hottest hitter on this team right now, and one of the Skeeters All-Stars, Albert Cordero, steps in, the third baseman. He is 0 for 1 with the ground out. Batting here from the right side. Home run came from the left side last night. Going the other way with it.
That's why it's so tough to ask a switch hitter which side are you better from. I mean, you're always going to get more bats from the left side. There's more right-handed pitchers.
Rivera sets up outside. There goes Jansanti. It's going to be close. Jansanti head first slide. He is safe. And Jansanti able to swipe a bag and get in scoring position here for Cordero.
14th steal of the season for Anthony.
And Cordero is heading back to the dugout here. I think he wants a new bat. That's exactly what he's going to do.
Anthony came in 4th in the league in stolen base percentage. 86.7% success rate. He has stolen one and been caught once here tonight. So he is 14 for 17 in that category.
No ball, 1 strike count on Cordero. Skeeters trailing the Road Warriors 2-0, but a chance to get a run in here with Jansanti in scoring position and nobody out. Here comes the pitch. And that just misses inside for a ball. The last affiliate action for Cordero came in 2015 with AA Binghamton, where he was teammates with Steven Matz, Michael Fulmer, and Seth Lugo. Spent 8 seasons with the Mets organization.
45 pitches for Vargas, 30 for strikes.
Vargas was keeping a close watch on Jansanti there at second base, who had a sizable lead.
It's the first time the Skeeters have had a runner in scoring position so far tonight.
Jansanti only the second hit of the game. There goes Jansanti, hit and run, and Cordero fouls it off. We've seen Jansanti swipe third a couple times this season.
You don't see too many hit and runs with a runner at second and nobody behind him. That was a pretty gutsy call by either Pete and Cavilla, our Skeeters third base coach, Juice.
Rivera will go out to the mound to talk to Brandon Vargas.
And it's time for a little This Day in Baseball history. Baseball 101 brought to you by Texas State Technical College in Fort Bend County. Make your own history by earning your associate's degree at TSTC. Visit tstc.edu to learn more. On this date, July 14, 2009, the American League extends its unbeaten streak to 13 games, 12-0-1 with a victory over the NL at Busch Stadium in St. Louis. Rays outfielder Carl Crawford, who robs Brad Hopp of a go-ahead home run in the 7th is named the MVP of the Midsummer Classic. That's a look at this day in baseball history, brought to you by Texas State Technical College.
Yeah, the American League had that streak going for a while.
Be even longer if they didn't have that tie. That's why they call it an unbeaten streak and not a winning streak. That was the biggest farce ever.
Well, the American League, no doubt, has the better team this time around. We'll see who's able to come out on top. Do you like it how the All-Star game doesn't decide home field advantage in the World Series?
Dumbest thing I've ever seen. A meaningless game shouldn't matter for the World Series, which is the most important series of the year.
That is hit into shallow right field. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Giansanti heads to third. He wasn't going to round third because he was making sure that ball was going to drop, but Cordero will get aboard with the single.
Thought Silveira was going to get there. Might have been a little miscommunication by Silveira, the right fielder, and Rodriguez, the second baseman.
Back-to-back hits for Sugar Land here in the 5th inning. Runners on the corners, nobody out for one of the newest Skeeters, Slade Heathcott.
We mentioned yesterday, speaking of All-Stars, Heathcott was drafted just 3 slots after two-time MVP and another All-Star year for Mike Trout.
Mike Trout definitely the front runner for AL MVP.
I don't know. Mookie Betts is making a pretty good case right now.
You know, I'd like to see it give it to someone who was a part of a playoff team.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of.
That bothered me with Mike Trout 2 years ago when they gave him an MVP. His team was 25 games below 500.
Well, that's always the argument of MVP. Is it the player who had the best year, or is it the guy most valuable to his team? I mean, A-Rod won the MVP when the Rangers were in dead last.
Well, I mean, it's MVP most valuable player. So,
but again, does that make you most valuable to your team, or does that make you most valuable to the league?
It's an interesting argument for sure.
The argument with a team in last with the MVP is always they'd still be in last without the MVP. Not that the Angels were last, but.
Another throwback over to first. Heathcott in right field tonight, the former New York Yankee. In 25 plate appearances in his rookie year in 2015, he had 10 hits. That was a .400 batting average. And the home plate umpire, Brian Page, saying he went right there. 0-2 count on Heathcott. Skeeters trailing the Road Warriors 2-0, but Cordero represents the potential game-tying run, and he's at first base. Shadows now almost out of the infield. That one is fouled off. Heathcock staying alive. Wind picking up, blowing in from right center field. Going to be tough to hit an opposite field home run. Vargas taking his time right here. And he winds and deals. That will be outside to Heathcott. So, you know, you're a big Yankee fan. Were you surprised that Heathcott didn't stick around a little bit longer?
I was. I liked him when he came up. He was kind of that defensive outfield that they'd put in late in games. But, you know, like you said, he was 10 for 25 and even 400. Not getting a lot of chances to hit. And he was a former first-round pick. Surprised he didn't get a better shot.
Just misses inside. Heathcott knew it was close. He's looking back at the home plate umpire, Brian Page, making sure that he could stick around. Comes the 2-2. And that one just foul. Could have been extra bases had that stayed fair. This is really one of the first really long at-bats we've seen. Brandon Vargas has been getting some quick outs. Good crowd tonight at Constellation Field. here for Christmas in July. And he rung him up, got him looking. Strike 3 call, paints the outside corner. Second strikeout of the day for Vargas, and there's one down here in the 5th.
Skeeters need to score here, at least one run. I mean, if you let Vargas off the hook, getting a double play here, that's a big momentum swing. First and third, nobody out, now one down.
That will bring up Javier Betancourt, who struck out his first time up, serving as the second baseman tonight. We saw Jan Santi at second last night. Swung on and missed right there from Betancourt, who's gotten a lot more playing time since Kyle Kubica retired. You're starting to see Jan Santi in the outfield even more. And Rondon is the everyday shortstop. And that is going to get through. Base hit and RBI single for Betancourt. Stopping at second is Cordero, and the Skeeters are on the board here in the 5th inning. Swing at the first pitch and connecting for an RBI for Javier Betancourt. That will bring up Alvaro Rondon with 2 runners on, only 1 out here in the 5th inning. Skeeters now trailing 2-1. And they have a chance to tie or take the lead right here. That was way inside, nearly hit Rondon. Fell down to dodge that one. Rivera going out to talk to his pitcher, and I think the big thing for Vargas right now, why he's a little bit rattled, is Skeeters are being more patient, and he's not being able to get quick outs.
Now he was getting ahead 0-1, 0-2, and Skeeters really needed to be patient. Still have 1 walk in this game, which is un-Skeeter-like. Now at 57 pitches for Vargas.
Kind of got Rondon jammed right there, swinging at the inside pitch. 1 ball, 1 strikeout with 1 out. Skeeters are trailing 2-1. The third baseman Gomez playing in. Rondon squares to bunt but lays off. And, you know, obviously the Skeeters won 6-0, but was really the turning point in that game was Rondon's sac bunt, because it resulted in an error, and Rondon got all the way to third base. It's the first run of the game. Swung on and missed. Curveball in the dirt from Vargas. 2-2 count on Rondon. Last 5 games hitting .400. Definitely one of the better 9-hole hitters in the Atlantic League, maybe the best. You could have made an all-star argument for Rondon.
Yeah, especially as a utility guy, there just wasn't enough room.
Comes a 2-2. And that missed outside and low. Payoff pitch upcoming to Rondon. Cordero at second base. Betancourt at first. He just drove in the first run of the game.
That's a big pitch here for Vargas. This will either make or break this start for him.
Here we go. Setting up inside Rivera, and Vargas taking his time, looking back at second base. Matt, Barrett Barnes on deck. That one is ripped into right field. Base hit. Rounding third is Cordero. The throw home is going to be close. Head first slide. He is safe. And the game is tied. Alvaro Rondon with a base hit, and it is a 2-2 game.
Great slide by Cordero. Just gets around Wenrick. The ball beat him to home plate, but a nice slide on the back side of home plate.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. What a throw right there from the right fielder Silviero to the first baseman Valentin. But an even better slide from Cordero. And could this be it for Vargas?
I think they're just going to have a chat with him. There's Chadwick coming out to have a few words, probably just giving him a timeout and also maybe getting the bullpen ready. Somebody's stirring down there.
There has been some action in the Road Warriors pen. Chris Tribett, former Skeeter, on the mound talking to his pitcher Vargas.
Well, remember, 96.1 FM is Sugarland's only radio station and a new radio home of the Skeeters. Listen to the Friday night game of the week each and every Friday, both at home and on the road for the entire 2018 season. 96.1 FM and the Skeeters. It doesn't get any sweeter.
Well, it's been a sweet inning for Sugarland. They have come back to tie this game at 2 apiece. With Barrett Barnes, the leadoff hitter, coming up now. Back-to-back base hits by Betancourt and Rondon drove in a pair of runs. Barnes 0 for 2 so far tonight with the flyout and a ground out. A chance to give Sugarland the lead. Rondon with a sizable lead at first base. Throw back to first.
Do you run Rondon here to try and stay out of that double play? Maybe just
Absolutely.
a straight-out steal, no force?
You know, Rivera definitely one of the better defensive catchers in this league. But with Rondon's speed, it'd be huge to get a runner in, 2 runners in scoring position here for Barnes, who's been hitting the ball very well as of late. Is 17 for 55, 309, with 3 doubles, a triple, and 2 home runs since being activated from the disabled list on June 19th.
Well, Barnes hitting .277 with runners in scoring position in 47 at-bats, 2 home runs, 20 RBIs.
And he looks at ball 1 right there from Vargas. Betancourt at third base, Rondon at first. And that one is hit into left field. Another base hit, back-to-back-to-back base hits, and back-to-back-to-back runs for Sugarland. They take a 3-2 lead. Barrett Barnes, his 15th RBI in the last 15 games. And Ellie Rodriguez coming out to the mound. That will be it for Brandon Vargas, who had pitched very well since this inning, as Sugarland takes a 3-2 lead. We'll tell you about the new Road Warriors pitcher when we return. We'll be right back.
Has your home or commercial insurance claim been denied or underpaid? At Morgan Elite Specialist Services, we know that the insurance claim process can be stressful. Our public adjusters have the experience to make this process as smooth, easy, and comfortable as possible, so you can get on with enjoying the things you're protecting. Learn more by visiting us online at messtx.com. That's MESSTX.com. Or call us today at 855-445-3404. We truly look forward to meeting you.
Every Saturday home game at Constellation Field will feature a giveaway or a post-game concert for fans in attendance. Giveaway nights include such items as hats, SWATs and Star Wars bobbleheads, a Tracy McGrady bobblehead, and much, much more. While the post-game concerts feature artist 80s sensation The Spasmatics, country bands with Roger Krieger and Jack Ingram, and even a Jimmy Buffett cover band. For a full lineup, visit SugarlandSkeeters.com for more information. Sugarland Skeeters, it's more than baseball.
Where can you go to beat the heat and enjoy some wonderful shade trees on the finest deck in Fort Bend? The answer is Dry Creek Social Club. They offer a large selection of craft beers, fine wines, and handmade cocktails. Relax and enjoy yourself indoors or outdoors. They also have a large dance floor and feature live music and a great atmosphere. Conveniently located nearby at 3333 FM 359 between the Swinging Door and Pecan Grove.
Come on over, 832-471-6668 for more information.
We are Salon Ebbet and Day Spa. Go Skeeters!
On comes former Skeeter Zach Zenicola, the 33-year-old right-hander for the Road Warriors, number 25, 6'1", 220. Originally from Loma Linda, California, now makes his home here in Houston. Been as high as AAA. As I mentioned, spent last year with the Skeeters. Take a look at his numbers this year. Well, so far for the Road Warriors, 0-1, a 3.85 ERA. This is his 16th appearance in 16 1/3. He has struck out 17, walked 8, and allowed 12 hits.
Matt Chavez up now for Sugarland, and they can still do some damage here. 2 runners on, only 1 out. Dangerous part of the Sugarland Skeeters lineup. We have a double steal potentially. Throw to third in time to get Rondon, and Rondon does not like the call.
Yeah, the throw beat him there, which 90% of the time you're going to get the call your way, but I really think he got in under the tag. I think the tag was a little late. Pete Cavilla thinks so as well, and he's furious, Pete. Certainly changes things. Second and third, 1 out. Now runner down at second and 2 outs.
I mean, it was definitely a close play. Rondon feeling like he got under the tag, and Pete Cavilla feeling that way as well. He's all the way out to talk to the second base umpire.
He is nose to nose with Chris Cervantes, the third base umpire.
Final numbers for Vargas: 4 1/3, 6 hits, 3 runs allowed. All 3 of those runs and 5 of those 6 hits coming here in the 5th inning. He is responsible for the runner at second, Barnes.
We saw Zenicola last night. He went 1 inning, 2 earned runs, 1 hit, 1 walk, struck out 1, faced 5 hitters. Opponents hitting .309 against the former Skeeter this year. Part of the 2016 championship squad. Spent last year with the Skeeters as well. Was 1-3 with a 4.65 ERA last year.
No balls, 1 strike on Chavez, and he chases at the second pitch for strike 2. 0-2 count, 2 outs. Skeeters now have a 3-2 lead over the Road Warriors, scoring all 3 of those runs here in the 5th inning. Derek Norris on deck. Wind has died down a bit, blowing slightly from right center field. Chavez batting from the right side, slightly open stance, and he looks at ball 1. Chavez from Redwood City, California, south of San Francisco. And there was a climatologist? No, climatological survey conducted by the United States and German governments.
What is that?
This area centered on Redwood City, tied for the world's best climate. How about that? Redwood City, California, world's best climate. And that is a base hit into left center field for Matt Chavez. Rounding third is Barrett Barnes. The throw not in time. Matt Chavez with his 40th RBI of the season, and the Skeeters take a 4-2 lead.
Good at bat by Chavez, down 1-2. Served it into center. May have been closer at the plate, but the ball bounced off the back of the mound and just died.
Back to back to back to back base hits for the Sugarland Skeeters. All of those hits resulting in runs. Just like that, they have a 4-2 lead here in the 5th inning. Derek Norris, the catcher, steps in. Rivera setting up outside. And Derek Norris chases for strike 1. The Skeeters are able to hold on here. It'd be their 13th come-from-behind win this season.
Out of the 7 hitters in this inning, 6 of them with singles.
0-1 count, 2 outs. Chavez, the runner at first base. Sugarland with a 4-2 lead as Derek Norris looks at strike 2. Norris on the season, .259, 5 homers, 29 RBIs. Last 16 games, though, hitting .350 with the home run and 8 RBIs. Down in the count here, 0-2. Swung on and missed. That's Zinicola's first strikeout of this game for the Road Warriors, but not before the Skeeters get 4 runs on 6 hits. What an inning for the Sugarland Skeeters. Into the 5th, they have a 4-2 lead.
Attention Decoholics and treasure seekers, Junk Hippie is coming to town, July 14th from 9 till 6. Junk Hippie invites you to check out their incredible one-day marketplace. Come explore over 150 vendors with vintage, boho, handmade and retro items you can't find anywhere else. Food trucks and plenty of fun will be on hand at the Fort Bend County Fairgrounds for this unique event. Named a top vintage event by Country Living and Flea Market Style magazines, you don't want to miss this one day only, Junk Hippie happening. You can find out more about Junk Hippie at junkhippie.com.
Trying to plan a fun corporate or family event? Let us help. With our group packages here at Constellation, we have everything you need for fun, friendly, family, affordable entertainment. No matter what size the group, we have options for you, like our picnic plaza with our in-ground pool and even a 2-hour food buffet. The Skeeters can customize an outing to fit all your needs. To plan your event, call us here at 281-240-HITS or log on to sugarlandskeeters.com.
What does it take to rebuild trust? At Wells Fargo, we've been thinking about that a lot lately. For us, it begins with a renewed commitment to our customers, fixing what went wrong, making things right, working with more transparency and higher accountability, and reinventing how we serve you. It's a new day at Wells Fargo, but it's a lot like our first day. Wells Fargo, established 1852, re-established 2018. Wells Fargo Bank N.A., member FDIC.
Skeeters up 4-2 after that monster 5th inning. Jose Julio Ruiz will lead things off for the Road Warriors here as we begin action in the 6th inning. Connor Wade now has a lead to work with, and he has done a pretty good job here recovering from that 2-run 2nd inning. Back-to-back-to-back scoreless innings since then.
64 pitches for Wade, 47 for strikes, so his persistence paid off. Now he's got a lead to work with for the first time tonight.
Ruiz on the year, hitting .280, no homers, 4 RBIs. He joined the team a couple weeks ago when they played the Skeeters. That was his first action of the season with the Road Warriors. In those 7 games against Sugarland, he hit 142. Swung on in, missed right there. 1 ball, 1 strike count to the left fielder Ruiz.
Played for Southern Maryland and Camden here in the Atlantic League.
Ruiz fouls that one off. Connor Wade now at 61 pitches. It's a pretty good pitch count after 5 innings. Averaging about 11 per inning. One-two pitch on the way. Norris sets up outside, and it just misses outside.
And Ruiz was a teammate of Andrew Johnston, his current teammate, the closer for the Road Warriors when they were both in Camden. It was just before AJ came over to the Skeeters.
Ruiz playing for Camden in 2014 before being traded from the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. Fouling that one off right there. 2-2 count to the left fielder Ruiz. His last affiliate action came 7 years ago with AA Frisco in the Rangers organization. He hit .275 with 12 homers and 54 RBIs in 106 games.
I was wondering why I hadn't seen him in a while. He's been in Mexico for the last 3 years.
Last season, the Mexican League, he hit .302, 17 homers, 70 RBIs.
His first year, he hit .334, 18 home runs and 83 ribbies.
That one is served into deep left field. On the run is Jansanti, who makes a great catch just in front of the wall.
Anthony sure tracked that one down. I thought that was ticketed for the basketball court out there, the sports court.
What a great effort from Jansanti. We saw Heathcott make a spectacular catch in right, and that will most likely go down as the catch of the day from Jansanti in left, just shy of the University of Houston Sugarland sign. The catcher, Isaac Winrick, will step in for the Road Warriors. One out, nobody on. And he looks at strike one from Connor Wade, who was an All-Star. He threw in the All-Star game, had a scoreless outing on Long Island. He looks at ball one. Skeeters leading the Road Warriors 4-2 here in the top of the sixth inning. One out, nobody on for Winrick. That one is hit right to Barnes in center field. Tracks it down for out number two. So a quick second out for Connor Wade as Jorge Fernandez comes up here. 0 for 2 with a flyout and a strikeout. Fernandez on the season hitting .224, 7 homers, 16 RBIs. First pitch just misses inside from Connor Wade. Fernandez hitting .151 in 8 games against Sugarland this season, just hitting .153 in his last 10 games. The former member of the Minnesota Twins organization. And that one gets past the diving Rondon into left field for a base hit. First base knock of this series from Fernandez, and he gets aboard with this 2-out single. That will bring up the shortstop, Gustavo Pierre, who is 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. Has already tonight made some spectacular plays at shortstop. Open stance from the right side for Pierre. Norris setting up outside, and that's low and outside for a ball. Pierre in the All-Star game went 0 for 2 with a run scored. He is 5 for 23, .217 average in 6 games against Sugarland. Here comes the 1-0 from Wade. And that's outside for another ball. 2-0 count to Gustavo Pierre, who actually pitched 8 games in 2016 for Single A Lansing. 13 earned runs through 10 and 2/3. So obviously a better shortstop than a pitcher. Swung on and missed. Nasty stuff right there from Connor Wade, getting Pierre to chase.
So it'll be pitch number 80 coming here from Wade. 55 strikes so far. Better than a 2-to-1 strike-to-ball ratio, 24 balls.
Here comes pitch number 80, and that is hit toward Chavez, who just drops it. Wow, Chavez turned around. The ball came right to him, but unable to make the catch.
Yeah, Chavez didn't know whether the catch up went over his head or turned around, and he turned around at the last second, and I think he kind of got lost with the ball. It's very difficult to make that catch over your head and then re-find it and try to catch it as the ball kind of held up by that wind again, brought it back.
Connor Wade thought his inning was over, but he'll have to throw at least one more pitch. 2-ball, 2-strike count, 2 outs. Fernandez, the runner at first base. Skeeters on top, 4-2. And that is served into right field, hooking foul, and it will be a foul ball. So we will see yet another pitch here in this at-bat to Pierre, who has a .245 career average in 635 games in the minor leagues. He reached Double-A with Toronto and Philadelphia. Spent last season with Ottawa in the Can-Am, hitting .283 with 7 homers and 44 RBIs. Winds and fires. And that is hit right past Wade. Rondon's going to have to make the play at short. It's going to be close, and they got it. Play from the Skeeters shortstop, Rondon. Another scoreless inning from Connor Wade. That's back-to-back-to-back-to-back scoreless innings for the Skeeters starter. Middle of the 6th, Skeeters on top, 4-2.
Hey, what's for dinner tonight? That's probably the hardest question we all answer every day. May I suggest La Cocina Mexican Restaurant? Dine in or take away. They have the best Mexican food in the area, and it's all handmade from scratch. Try their famous street tacos. The Fiesta Packs are unbeatable, and delivery is provided. Located at 515 FM 359, or for even quicker service or reservations, 281-238-0872. That's 281-238-0872.
Sweet 96 is on the air everywhere. On the radio from our Fort Bend County Tower site located on the Grand Parkway at 96.1 FM or online at sweet96.com. Click the Listen Live link and enjoy our community programming anytime you like from anywhere in the world, or just tap the app. Download the free TuneIn Radio app for your smartphone and search Sweet 96.
Salon Evan and Day Spa is the premier Aveda Concept salon in Sugar Land, locally owned and family operated since 1989. Let our Aveda trained stylists take you to the highest level of satisfaction with the latest techniques for coloring, highlighting, and precision haircuts. Treat yourself to our famous Aveda facial, a relaxing massage, or a signature manicure and pedicure. Have an ultimate salon experience today at Salon Evan and Day Spa, 281-980-5160, 281-980-5160.
Well, the only Skeeter that didn't swing the bat last inning was Courtney Hawkins. He will lead things off here in the 6th as the Skeeters look to extend their 4-2 lead. They scored 4 runs their last time up in the 5th inning. Courtney Hawkins 0 for 2 tonight with a fly out to right and a fly out to third. Comes the first pitch from Zenicola. And that is low for a ball. Another gorgeous evening here in the land of sugar.
Sugar.
The 1-0. And that is served into center field. That will drop in for a base hit right in between the shortstop, Pierre, and second baseman, Rodriguez. So Hawkins, for the first time tonight, gets aboard. Anthony Jansanti in left field tonight for Sugar Land, normally at second base or center. He is 2 for 2 tonight and 5 for 5 in this series thus far.
Some speedy outfield for the Skeeters with Jansanti in left, Barnes in center, and Heathcott in right. My goodness.
What would be your ideal outfield right now with the addition of Heathcott? Would you put Jansanti in center, or would you keep Barnes there?
It's a tough call. Both are so good in center.
Speaking of center, that ball is hit into center field. Will that drop for a base hit? It will not. A nice run right there from Fernandez to retire Jansanti. And that's the first time Jansanti has been out this entire series.
Yeah, 6 straight times he reached base. Last night, 3 for 3 with 3 singles and a walk-in. So far today, Jansanti was 2 for 2 before lining up to center.
We know you kind of worry about players that get hot right before the All-Star break because you're like, okay, they have a break. Are they going to continue their success after the break? But sure enough, Jansanti has been able to stay hot, picking up where he left off.
When Don Mattingly tied the record for consecutive games with a home run, it was between the break, so it was even harder to do.
How many was that?
8
was the
straight
number?
games.
Wow.
Ken Griffey wound up tying it, although Griffey hit more home runs. He hit 9 home runs in the 8 games, and also a old-time player, Dale Long. So 3 guys hold that record. He hitting streaks hard enough, let alone 8 straight with a homer.
Pitch hit from Cordero to second base, and that will be a 4-6 play. A quick 6th inning for Zach Zinicola. After 6, the Skeeters lead 4-2.
Hi, folks. This is Blaine Law, the owner of the Lost Cajun in Rosenberg, Texas, at the Brazos Town Center. I'd like to introduce you to the Lost Cajun.
This is Grip, the Lost Cajun, and we're so glad to be in Rosenberg, Texas. Come out, folks, and meet us. Try some great food: seafood gumbo, chicken and sausage gumbo, crawfish etouffee, red beans and rice lobster bisque, and jambalaya. Les bon temps roulés. Let the good times roll.
Oh, they got that food to go in there. Cater that Gator too. 281-762-0512.
The National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown. Relive baseball's greatest moments, connect with the national pastime, and honor the all-time greats of the game. Plan your family visit today at baseballhall.org.
If you know the answer, help Caden out.
Hi, I'm Ira Lehman, voice of the Sugarland Skeeters. Join me every Friday night to hear Skeeters Baseball live on Sweet 96, Sugarland's only radio station. Listen each Friday night when the Skeeters are both at home and on the road on 96.1 FM for the Friday night game of the week. Follow the drive for the 2018 Atlantic League Championship as the Skeeters and Sweet 96 team up for the first time. Sugarland, it doesn't get any sweeter!
We are La Casina.
Los Skeeters!
Vicente Campos making his Skeeters debut here in the 7th inning. Connor Wade's night is done after 6 innings and 2 runs allowed. He was signed by the Skeeters on June 13th. The former big leaguer made his big league debut in 2016 with the Arizona Diamondbacks. And for the 14th straight time, I am going to give Ira Liebman the lead back. How about that, Ira?
You got lucky on that one. Campos, number 35, 6'3", 230 from Venezuela. Spent time at AA his past year. Former big leaguer, 9 years as a pro. First pitch here by the newest member of the Skeeters. It's a little bit low and in. 1-0 to Edwin Gomez, followed by Chris Rivera. Then back to the top of the order with Alfredo Silviero. 8, 9, and 1. Skeeters are leading 4-2 here in the top of the 7th. This one fouled just over the Road Warriors target on the left side. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Campos was in the bigs In 2016, no record, a 3.18 ERA, only one game pitched in the bigs for the D-backs. The 1-1. This one is hit sharply to second, backhanded by Betancourt. Skeeters' second baseman will throw him out 4-3, and there's one down. Joining me here in the booth, the third member, it's like being the fifth Beatle, Ryan Posner. Ryan, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm the fifth Beatle. That's quite a compliment. I'll take that.
Thought you would.
I mean, the 12th Beatle. That's cool. That's cool too.
Well, I think 12th down the list isn't quite as good. Campos will face the right-hand hitting Christopher Rivera, who hit a 2-run shot for the only 2 runs of the game for the Road Warriors. They led 2-0 after 2, but the Skeeters scored 4 in the 5th. Now lead 4-2 here. Also grounded out the third, so he is 1 for 2. 205 now, 8 home runs and 18 RBIs.
3 of those coming against the Skeeters too. I mean, you remember the first time they came here, he took him deep twice in the same game, and that was another majestic home run earlier today.
The 0-1 swung and missed. No balls and 2 strikes. Bottom fell out of that one.
Back on Vicente Campos too. Quite a bloodline he has going there. He is the cousin of Ronald Acuna Jr. on the Braves.
Oh, no kid.
Along with Alcides Escobar, the Royals shortstop. Remember that World Series team?
One swung and missed, strike 3, and a slider low and away. That's a pretty good bloodline.
Oh, it doesn't stop there, though.
But there's more.
He's also cousins with former big leaguer Kelvin Escobar with the Blue Jays. A couple other teams as well. A lot of less notable, Edwin Escobar, also a cousin of, and his uncle, Jose Escobar, also played in the major leagues. So he comes from a pretty hefty bloodline full of former big leaguers and current big leaguers as well.
So basically, if you're in that family, pick up a ball and you're a star.
I mean, yeah, you're talking like Ronald Acuna, one of the bright young stars of baseball, and Alcides Escobar. I mean, a pretty big part of that Royals World Championship team a couple years ago.
No question. Campos, so far, pumping in strike after strike. The pitch to Silviero. This one is fouled off to the right side. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Campos, 9 seasons, career numbers 35 and 31 with an even 4 ERA. Acquired by the Yankees from the Mariners along with Michael Pineda. That really turned out well for the Yankees in exchange for Jesus Montero. And that is all New York sarcasm. Pineda, what a absolute disaster that was. After losing him for 2 years to an injury, after they got damaged goods.
He was one of those guys.
Then he gets caught with pine tar.
Yep, remember that as well.
Yeah.
He seemed like he was on his way to quite a career. I mean, just the imposing figure he was on the mound, the nasty stuff, and yeah, he fell off.
So on a slow roller, Rondon will charge it, fire it to first in time, and a 3. Campos in his debut. 7th inning stretch time. Get your peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I do care if you never come back. Skeeters up 4-2.
Skeeters fans, end your weekend with Skeeters baseball at Constellation Field for Sunday Fun Day. We have something for everyone. Play catch in the outfield, and your favorite Skeeters players will be signing autographs before the game. Also, after the game, all kids will be able to run the bases. Constellation Field has everything you need for a fun, family-friendly, affordable day at the ballpark. For more information, contact us at 281-240-HITS or visit us on the web at sugarlandskeeters.com.
So there I was, just minding my own business when a hit and run. This guy came out of nowhere, bam, and he just kept going. Thankfully, Texas Farm Bureau Insurance was there with the right auto coverage for how and where I drive. So I was on my way in no time to witness the hit and run that really matter.
Now that's a moment worth covering. 877 Farm Bureau.
Every Saturday home game at Constellation Field will feature a giveaway or a post-game concert for fans in attendance. Giveaway nights include such items as hats, Swats and Star Wars bobbleheads, a Tracy McGrady bobblehead, and much, much more. While the post-game concerts feature artist 80s sensation The Spasmatics, country bands with Roger Krieger and Jack Ingram, and even a Jimmy Buffett cover band. For a full lineup, visit SugarlandSkeeters.com for more information. Sugarland Skeeters, it's more than baseball.
Let me hear you. Go in loud. A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the
So there I was, just minding my own business when a hit and run. This guy came out of nowhere. Bam! And he just kept going. Thankfully, Texas Farm Bureau Insurance was there with the right auto coverage for how and where I drive. So I was on my way in no time to witness the hit and run that really matter.
Now that's a moment worth covering.
877 Farm Bureau for more information.
The National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown. Relive baseball's greatest moments, connect with the national pastime, and honor the all-time greats of the game. Plan your family visit today at baseballhall.org.
Hey fans, come bring the family for one of the most exciting nights of the week here at Constellation Field. Firework Fridays, where we celebrate our Skeeters like it's the 4th of July. With music and a fantastic fireworks show after each and every Friday home game that's included with your ticket purchase. We'll be doing this every Friday through the entire Skeeter season, so start off your weekend with a bang. For more information, contact us at 281-240-HITS or visit us on the web at sugarlandskeeters.com.
Road Warriors is going to make a call to the bullpen. It's going to be number 21, the left-hander Christian Fleca-Estachio. The 6'2", 250-pound left-hander from Puerto Rico. We saw him last night appear in the Skeeter 6-0 win. He threw an inning, allowed a run on 2 hits while walking none and striking out none.
Fletcher will face the bottom of the order here in the bottom of the 7th for the Skeeters. Sugarland leading 4-2. Slade Heathcott, Javier Betancourt, Alvaro Rondon. Heathcott 0 for 2. Left-hander hitting right fielder, popped out to second and struck out. They set up inside. The southpaw Fletcher deals, and this one is up high. 1 ball and no strikes. Skeeters 4 runs on 8 hits. They have committed 1 error. 2 runs, 7 hits, and no errors for the visiting Road Warriors. So on a check swing low and away. The appeal he did not go. 2-0. And how impressed were you by the speed of Heathcott, especially last night? Hustling down first on a ground and then a catch in right field. My goodness.
Yeah, kind of set the tempo with that first one.
Drills this one down the right side, foul.
His first hit as a Skeeter, I mean, he kind of a dribbler to the right side, and you just busted it down the line, and he beat it out. Like, I think that really kind of gave you the impression of the kind of player he's going to be. Almost, he's got that kind of Anthony Jansanti number. You know, you're going to get 90 out of him, and he plays a great right field so far, from we can see.
They set up low and away. The 2-1 is shot the other way into left field. The base hit for the left-hand hitting Heathcott. And I got to think he's going here and dying to see him run.
Yeah. And that's a sweet-looking swing. I don't know about you. I'm always kind of partial to watching lefties take an outside pitch low and away and just do what he did like there, just to kind of serve it out into left field. And pretty swing from the former first-round pick.
That's true. You generally see a right-hander go the other way when it's high and away.
Yeah. And I was just taking what he got. You got a guy in Fleca-Estachio who's kind of going that 3/4 motion, too. So it could be tough for a lefty to pick it up, but he did a nice job of just serving it that way.
Well, Fletcher will deal to Javier Betancourt, who has singled, driven in a run, and scored a run in his last at-bat, part of that 4-run 5th inning. Skeeters leading 4-2. Betancourt has also struck out, so he's 1 for 2. First pitch misses, low and away. 1 ball and no strikes here from the lefty, Christian Fletcher. He got a short lead over at first, and they'll chase him back anyway. Almost crawled back to first base.
You wonder, especially with the lefty on the mound, you probably go on first move, whatever you do here. So I guess you don't need as big of a lead. You're kind of taking that, not getting picked off. And if you're going to go, you're going to go. If he throws over, you're kind of just succumb to it.
You know, the best base stealers will talk about they know when to go when the pitcher kind of gathers momentum, but I still think you're guessing pretty much 100% of the time with the lefty. You're going, and if you get picked off, you get picked off or caught in a rundown. And if it comes to the plate, then you're going for a steal. I don't know if there's that much you can see against the left-hander.
Yeah.
The 2-0, swollen and chopped towards third. Tough play for Gomez. Goes to second for 1. The relay to first. In time. It bounced to first baseman Geraldo Valentin. That was a terrific play by Gomez at third, who caught it in his chest on a tough short hop.
Yeah, and a nice job over there by Melvin Rodriguez. He really had Slade Heathcott bearing down on him on that slide, and that's probably what led to the throw kind of being a little awry there. But that was a tough turn there from the Road Warriors.
So 2 down, none on for Alvaro Rondon, who has singled and driven in a run. He's also grounded out to his counterpart at short, so he's 1 for 2. Skeeters leading 4-2 here in the bottom of the 7th, trying to take the first 2 games of this series. First pitch is floated just off the outside corner. Pretty good pitch. 1 ball and no strikes to count. The lefty kicks and deals. This one swung a chop foul off the foot of Rondon. Ouch. I mean, he sprinted after that one. Caught his toe. Now Pete Incaviglia and Skeeters trainer Max Mahaffey will come and take a look at him. Yikes. You just see a guy kind of hobble around after getting hit off the foot. And he sprinted out of that box like he had stepped on a June bug.
Yeah, there are a few things that'll drop a pro baseball player, like a foul ball right off the instep of your foot or off the shin bone. I mean, you see guys just kind of cripple like that. I mean, you get an upper 80, 9-mile-per-hour pitch, and you foul it right. I mean, there's just nothing you can do about it. I mean, some guys wear the shin guard, but I mean, that doesn't always protect your foot either if you go off the foot too. So
it always seems even with the shin guard, the ball finds around the shin guard somehow.
Yeah, I don't think Alvaro even wears a shin guard or a foot guard. So I mean, he was just that went right off the foot. It looked like.
Alvaro is just going to try to walk it off here and still kind of limping as he goes back to the plate. Catcher Isaac Wenrich stands the bat tall on the plate.
So I guess now with an injured foot, he just has above average speed, not well above
it's
average
only
speed.
blazing instead of his flash-esque speed. I started calling him Flash. He's on the road. He's wearing the Flash hat with the lightning bolt. I think it's pretty fitting for him with his blazing speed. A 1 ball and 1 strike, 2 outs, none on. Skeeters leading 4-2 here in the bottom of the 7th. He'll square to bunt here. Might as well. It's going to be tough to run.
Yeah, and at least on that case, you know, you're not going to foul it too hard off your foot there on a bunt. Save yourself the trouble there. But, yeah, we saw him bunt last night, create some havoc there, and ended up leading to 2 runs, one of them on an RBI, and the other on the errant throw.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Won't be bunting here. And this one right down the middle for strike 3. He knew it, and that'll do it. So the lead by the boards after the double play and the strikeout in unconventional 1-2-3 for Christian Fletcher. We are in the middle of the 8th inning. It is, we move to the top of the 8th inning and we get back. We're through 7. Skeeters still leading 4-2.
Want to watch a Skeeters game in style? We have just what you need. Our game day suites are ideal for entertaining clients, rewarding employees, networking, and even celebrating personal milestones. Let us make it easy for you. Suite rentals come with food and soft drinks, parking privileges, and even access to our Insperity Club. Drinking packages are also available. To plan your event, call us at 281-240-HITS or visit us on the web at sugarlandskeeters.com.
Hey fans, come bring the family for one of the most exciting nights of the week here at Constellation Field, Firework Fridays, where we celebrate our Skeeters like it's the 4th of July.
Thank you, Shane. I have $50 in this envelope.
With music and a fantastic fireworks show after each and every Friday home game that's included with your ticket purchase. We'll be doing this every Friday through the entire Skeeter season. So start off your weekend with a bang. For more information, contact us at 281-240-HITS or visit us on the web at sugarlandskeeters.com.
I'm coming right past y'all. What about section number 10?
Hey, Skeeters fans, if you're a senior, 55 or over, we have a great deal for you. Join our Silver Skeeters Club presented by Advanced Hearing Center. Silver Skeeters Club members receive admission to 9 Skeeters home games, free drink coupons on game days, exclusive VIP events, and much more. If you're a Skeeters fan aged 55 or over, don't miss out on this great opportunity. For more information, go online to sugarlandskeeters.com.
8. Nobody here. That means $100.
Skeeters going to call on left-hander Ben Grissett to start the 8th inning here. Ben Grissett, 6 foot, 198 pounds, the left-hander from Modesto, California. Going to be back in the bullpen now. We saw him on the starting rotation for the last few weeks, but he's going to get a few lefties here as we start the 8th inning.
Well, Grissett in here for a reason. 3 of the next 4 hitters lefty, including the man leading off here in the 8th, Melvin Rodriguez. 2, 3, and 4. Melvin Rodriguez, Geraldo Valentin, and then cleanup hitter Jose Julio Ruiz. Rodriguez so far 0 for 3. He has flounder to right and grounded at the second each of the last 2 times up. Skeeters are leading 4-2 here in the 8th. Grissett will try to set up for Atlantic League save leader Felipe Paulino. They set up outside. The first pitch by Grissett. This one dips low and away for ball 1-1-0. Grissett features a fastball 87 to 90, changeup and a curve. You might think he might be better suited for the bullpen. Usually you need at least 4 pitches as a starter.
Well, yeah, I mean, you look at his minor league numbers. I mean, 5 seasons, 129 appearances, only 29 starts. So, I mean, even in the minors, I mean, that's kind of been his bread and butter. I mean, they did try to start him here at the beginning of the season. And he showed flashes, but I think you're right. I mean, it seems like a bullpen job is probably best suited for him.
I always feel when you kind of struggle to get to 5 innings, you're probably better suited for the bullpen. And then the other way around, when you're a reliever and you can consistently go 2 or 3, then maybe it's time to try them as a starter. I think that might also be the problem with the guy we saw on the other end, Brandon Vargas. He has struggled to get to 5, although he was good through 4 tonight, and that 5th inning got him in trouble. He's put up 4 runs, leading 4-2 here after the Road Warriors scored 2 in the second. The 3-1. This one a strike at the knees. That'll run the count full, 3-2.
Another thing you got to look at, too, is that Craig Sitton now, he's scheduled to start on Tuesday. He's got to start on the road trip as well. I mean, that takes out one of your lefties in the bullpen. Now you're down to Dan Rensler, who pitched last night as well. So kind of nice to have another lefty down there in the pen.
No doubt. 3-2 is fouled off down the left side. Count remains full. Yeah, Skeeters had a ton of lefties earlier.
Think about Hunter Cervenka. Yep.
He's gone.
Paco Rodriguez, another guy that was down there for a while.
That's really your main lefty is Rensler. Russell was in the bullpen. Now he's in the starting as a lefty, and this is ball 4. That's the first walk issued by Skeeters pitching here tonight. So 1 on, none out. A right-handed hitting Geraldo Valentin will step in. He's 1 for 3. He has singled, grounded out, and fouled out. Danger here now. The time run comes to the plate just like that here in the 8th.
Yeah, sure. And I was going to say, I mean, we saw Felipe warming up. Almost a little surprised we don't see another righty or somebody else getting warmed up just in case, you have to. I mean, asking Felipe to get 6 outs, it kind of seems like a lot, all things considered. So you almost wonder if they're going to get another righty up there at some point.
Well, he didn't pitch at all in the Long Island series. Pitched an inning in the All-Star game and hasn't pitched in the first game here. He's had plenty of rest. First pitch, a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. Valentin, 232, a home run, and 15 RBIs. Skeeters have a 4-2 lead here in the top half of the 8th. They're trying to string together 6 outs, up 2. They set up inside, and Grissett will throw to first, and Rodriguez was barely off the base, gets back easily. No balls and 1 strike to count here on Valentin. This one swung and chop foul behind home plate. And quickly, Grissett ahead of the first baseman, Valentin. No balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, so we coming into this outing too, Ben Grissett, 244, lefties 1145 against him. So that's good, not great, especially if you're a lefty specialist. You want to see that average maybe in the high 1s, low 2s, but still showing he's able to get lefties out at least a standard rate.
The 0-2 in the dirt, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Wanted to get him to chase something in the dirt, up 0-2. Skeeters 4 runs, 9 hits, and 1 error. Road Warriors 2 runs, 7 hits, and no errors. Only 2 runs by the Road Warriors came all the way back in the second inning on the 2-run homer. And that was by the number 9 hitter, Chris Rivera. Another throw to first, and Rodriguez really not much of a lead. Grissett keeps chasing him back. Grissett looks in. They set up away, and the 1-2 is swung and slash foul down the right side. Count remains 1-2. Grissett 11 pitches thus far, 6 of them for strikes, 5 of them for balls.
Valentin, man, he's been the kind of a bigger thorn in the Skeeters side. 10 for 25, 400 entering this game against the Skeeters. He's really been that main cog for the Road Warriors.
This one grounded to short. This could be 2. Rondon to Betancourt to Chavez on a little bit of a delay to Matt. And there's your 6-4-3 double play. And just like that, 2 down. And the Skeeters 4 outs away. And now, if you have to, if Grissett loses Ruiz or Wenrick, You could go to the bullpen, although Fernandez, the batter after that, a switch hitter.
I think, that's definitely something you got to think about. You were just talking about how Felipe has had kind of a longer layover, obviously pitched in a 2/3 of an inning in the All-Star game, but Fernandez Diaz, he's a guy who's seen, he can burn you. He's got big-time power, so that's the kind of guy you might want to bring your closer in to get out if you in a pinch here, but nice job there. We were just talking about Valentin and his numbers against the Skeeters, and Grissett with a nice 6-4-3 double play.
Polino's had a longer layover than a flight to Somerset.
There you go. It almost looked like Valentin came up lame there a little bit, too. He was grabbing his hamstring. I think that's what maybe caused Betancourt to kind of double step. He's probably expecting a closer play, and he sees him way up the line. Wonder if we'll see him have to get out of this one.
The 0-1, great break on that pitch. Now quickly 0-2 as that catches the inside corner to Ruiz, who's 1 for 3, had an infield single. He has flied out twice. Came in batting .280 with no home runs and 4 RBIs. Swan and a bullet whizzes past Grissett into center field for a base hit. Once again, the tying run comes to the plate on the left-handed hitting catcher, Isaac Wenrick.
I don't know what you think about this. Obviously, Ben Grissett gave him a fastball there. That curveball, the bender he threw the pitch before, had Ruiz all kinds of off balance. Unless you're guessing that pitch, I don't see how you hit that if you're a lefty. So I'm curious as to what the 0-2 count, why you go to the fastball there, maybe trying to catch him off guard, but Ruiz kind of sitting on that, took it out to left field.
I'm going to agree with you in the fact that that curve was great, but I wouldn't want to do it 2 times in a row. Maybe a slider low and away.
Yeah.
I agree, though, the fastball might not have been the greatest choice.
Oh, yeah, at least something out of the zone, you'd think. 0-2 right there, and I guess that bender was nasty the pitch before.
Skeeters leading 4-2 here in the 8th. 1 on, 2 outs here for the Road Warriors. That one right there would have been the perfect pitch. Catches the outside corner. 0-1 the count to the left-handed hitting catcher.
Yeah, I think if you get Fernandez Diaz up there as the go-ahead run, I don't think there's not much question. I think you got to go to Felipe, you'd imagine.
Then you turn the switch hit around, batting from the left side, especially with the wind blowing in from right. You have a better chance certainly hitting out to left, as we've seen already tonight by Chris Rivera. No balls and 2 strikes. Grissett is ahead again. See if he goes to the fastball, goes to something different this time.
Done a great job doing that, though. He's pounding the zone ahead of all these hitters.
They set up low and away, and this one is low and away. Better selection there. Chase the ball in the dirt, and that'll do it. So Grissett does the job. He'll set it up for Polino. Trying to get some insurance, and we get back middle of the 8th. Skeeters still leading by a pair, 4-2.
Spring Free Trampoline. The perfect way to go outside and be active. Your family will enjoy the thrill of a trampoline that keeps them safe and engaged all year long, right in your backyard. Visit us in Katy or online at www.springfreetrampoline.com. Smart in safety, smart in quality, smart in innovation. Spring Free Trampoline.
Thank you, Shane. Well, I have a couple burger buns down here on the first base side.
Hey, what's for dinner tonight? That's probably the hardest question we all answer every day. May I suggest La Cocina Mexican Restaurant? Dine in or take away. They have the best Mexican food in the area, and it's all handmade from scratch. Try their famous street tacos. The Fiesta Packs are unbeatable, and delivery is provided. Located at 515 FM 359, or for even quicker service or reservations, 281-238-0872. That's 281-238-0872.
Cheer him on. Is it going to be the first base
Hi, I'm Ira Levy, voice of the Sugarland Skeeters. Join me every Friday night to hear Skeeters Baseball live on Sweet 96, Sugarland's only radio station. Listen each Friday night when the Skeeters are both at home and on the road on 96.1 FM for the Friday night game of the week. Follow the drive for the 2018 Atlantic League Championship as the Skeeters and Sweet 96 team up for the first time. Sugarland, it doesn't get any sweeter!
Sticking with the theme of guys we saw last night, the Road Warriors are going to call on William Gabe here. For the bottom of the 8th, William Gabe enters with 0-3 with a 4.54 ERA, 6 foot, 180-pound right-hander, hometown of San Antonio, Texas. It looks like he's going to get Barrett Barnes here to lead off the bottom of the 8th.
It'll be 1, 2, and 3 here for the Skeeters. Barnes, Chavez, and Norris. Skeeters are trying to get some insurance. Remember, insurance runs are brought to you by Texas Farm Bureau. Texas Farm Bureau members get free tickets to Skeeters games on Sundays. Just show proof of your current membership at the Skeeters TDECU ticket office, and you can get 2 free tickets to any Sunday home game. Visit your local agent to become a member today. Barnes 1 for 3 with an RBI, is also fouled out and grounded out. Came in batting .255, 4 home runs, 22 RBIs. I always talk about Barnes, and you look at his .255 average, and we know that it has gone up to .255, so he's done a nice job. But if you're just watching or listening to Skeeters game for the first time, you think, your leadoff hitter, only hitting .255. You don't really see the big picture. Barnes is third in the league in walks with 40. He is also tied for first, literally taking one for the team, or 8 in this case.
Yeah.
Tied for the league lead in hit by pitches with those 8. He is tied for third in runs scored, also with 40, and he is 6th in the league in on-base percentage at .406.
Yeah, he's one of those guys where you really have to you can't just look at those basic stats, the home runs, average RBIs, and get the full picture of what he does, along with the defense too, and the
speed.
Absolutely. And there was a poll a little while ago for the MLB players did, and they pulled them on what stats they thought were the most important. And one of those stats I think it was up there. It was either number 1 or 2 was runs, and how many runs you create, how many runs you score. And Barrett Barnes has 40 runs. He's tied for third in the league, and ironically tied with Anthony Jansanti in that category. So that's one of those you look at as a leadoff hitter. That many runs.
And Will spoke to him in the pregame show, and he talked about, when he's healthy, he could be responsible for 150 runs, 75 from scoring and 75 driving him in. I thought that was pretty apropos.
And that home run he hit to lead off the game against Lancaster, that ended up being the clincher. That was one of the more impressive home runs that you've seen all year. Just the crack of the bat and how far that thing went out to left center. He just kind of shows you he's got that power there, too.
All righty matchup here. The 2-2 is low, 3-2. Another good at bat here by the Skeeters leadoff hitter, Barrett Barnes. Gabe, originally from New York, now makes his home in San Antonio. To Herkimer Community College, as I mentioned last night. 15th round pick of the Rays in 2012. Payoff pitch coming here to Barnes. This one is hit out into the right field corner. This could be trouble. Long run for Silviero. That one's going to be foul into the corner. So Barnes will have to come all the way back, and he'll see a 7th pitch. Gabe, lifetime, is 8-6 with a 4.41 ERA and his 1 career save. His final season at Herkimer, 6-1, a 2.62 ERA and 4 saves in 14 games, all in relief. Skeeters with a 4-2 lead here in the 8th.
I mean, we know. Going back to Barrett, he was dealing with a hamstring injury. We know those can be those very nagging injuries. I mean, since he came back, 14 games, he's in 309. I mean, that's something you could see. He's a little bit. He's more himself. I mean, those hamstring injuries are killers.
They really are, because once you pull it once, you're always susceptible to have it
Sure.
again, and usually multiple times. This one hit into the screen. Great at bat here by Barnes. You'll see an 8th pitch.
And I mean, even for a guy that's not a speed guy, just the torque you create with your swing, I mean, that's you're going to feel that tug. I mean, then especially you get a guy like Barrett Barnes who plays center field, uses his legs a lot. I mean, that just really renders you pretty useless in some capacities.
You bring up a good point. Shoni Otani can't pitch, but he can hit. But with a hamstring injury, you can't do either.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like that oblique injury too. It's you're kind of stuck. There's not much you really can do.
8th pitch of this at bat. Again, the 3-2. This one is on the outside corner, strike 3. The good at bat goes by the wayside. 1 out, none on for the Skeeters' Matt Chavez, who's 1 for 3 with an RBI single. He's also grounded back to the pitcher and lined sharply to center. Granted, Chavez has hit 16 and 17 home runs in the last 2 years, but Matt, the season a few years ago, talked about it on the pregame show with him while we were on the road. I mean, this is a guy who hit 31 home runs, and when you watch him, you think, well, he's not a 31 home run type of guy, but he was, I assure you. First pitch here is a strike at the knees, and no balls in 1 strike to count.
I remember a conversation I had with him a while back. It was towards the beginning of the season, and he he was talking about his time in the minors. You know, he only had a very brief minor league career playing in the affiliated level. That was one of the things he stressed. He said he was trying way too hard to hit home runs. Guy who plays first base, you could see how that would happen. You know, that's where a lot of the eyes will go initially. And 16 doubles right now. He's tied for second in the league, so he's still using that gap-to-gap power. But it's not. I mean, you obviously want to see more home runs, but with a 327 average, he's still obviously getting the job done.
He had 31 home runs for San Rafael in the Pacific Association. 383, 31 home runs, and 85 RBIs, and that is just in 66 games, keep in mind. It's one swung and a miss, 1-2. 1 out, none on. Skeeters leading 4-2 here in the bottom of the 8th. Ira Liebman along with Ryan Posner. We're here again from Will Scott on the post-game show. We have our player of the game. Also on the road, I found out that Chavez was a pitcher through mid-90s while he was at the University of San Francisco. The White Sox drafted him. They said, hey, we want to draft you as a pitcher, so make sure in summer ball you're pitching. The coach there said, no, I want you to hit. You're a good hitter. I want to win here. And then he went back to the White Sox and said, hey, I wanted to pitch, but they didn't let me. And they said, you know what, go hit.
Yeah.
I thought, wow, that's not his fault. Didn't get drafted again. Got back to affiliated ball in 2015 with Lake Elsinore. Somebody's a big fan of the Padres in this booth, might know a little about the Storm.
The high A level, yeah. And I mean, he put up pretty decent numbers at the minor league level, too. I mean, not as much with the Giants, with the Storm, he did put up pretty good numbers. It's one of those things where, you know, sometimes it's tough to crack the level.
So one swung and a missed, strike 3, and that was the year that he hit those 31 home runs. He got signed later in that year by the Padres.
Yeah, and I mean, being a guy like that, you know, that comes from kind of an independent league, might be a little underground. You got to really wow people with your stuff.
Are you going to make a pitching change here, really? 2 out, none on in the 8th. Here comes Ellie Rodriguez. Let's see if he goes to the pen here. There is somebody warming up.
Looks like some Tribe's getting hot out there.
That is Tribe. This is, and it looks like it is going to be a call to the bullpen, so they'll go to player coach Chris Tribett. When we get back here in just a moment, we'll tell you all about Chris when we return here.
Hey, what's for dinner tonight? That's probably the hardest question we all answer every day. May I suggest La Cocina Mexican Restaurant? Dine in or take away. They have the best Mexican food in the area, and it's all handmade from scratch. Try their famous street tacos. The Fiesta Packs are unbeatable, and delivery is provided. Located at 515 FM 359, or for even quicker service or reservations, 281-238-0872. That's 281-238-0872.
Hi, I'm Ira Liebman, voice of the Sugarland Skeeters. Join me every Friday night to hear Skeeters baseball live on Sweet 96, Sugarland's only radio station. Listen each Friday night when the Skeeters are both at home and on the road on 96.1 FM for the Friday night game of the week. Follow the drive for the 2018 Atlantic League Championship as the Skeeters and Sweet 96 team up for the first time.
Sugarland, it doesn't get any sweeter.
Hey, Skeeters fans, if you're a senior, 55 or over, we have a great deal for you. Join our Silver Skeeters Club presented by Advanced Hearing Center. Silver Skeeters Club members receive admission to 9 Skeeters home games, free drink coupons on game days, exclusive VIP events, and much more. If you're a Skeeters fan aged 55 or over, don't miss out on this great opportunity. For more information, go online to sugarlandskeeters.com.
And with an odd call to the bullpen here, it's going to be the right-hander Chris Tribett, the former Skeeter, 5'11", 185 pounds, enters this outing 1-1 with a 7.92 ERA in 19 games, including a start. The Owasso, Oklahoma native going to get Derek Norris here with 2 outs in the 8th inning.
Tribett, the 31-year-old player coach, So William Gabe comes on. He strikes out Barnes and Chavez, and his reward, Chris Trumpet will take it for Veer.
Grab some pine, I guess. Yeah, your guess is as good as mine on that one.
It's a tough bullpen. Chris's dad was under the weather when they were here last. He's always a big listener of ours, so he's listening aboard. Glad to have him aboard. And wish him well. Hope he's recovering nicely. Derek Norris is 0 for 2. He has popped out to second and struck out. And the lone walk of the game for the Skeeters as well. Hard to believe with this team and the amount of walks that they do. Yeah. They have only walked once today. Skeeters leading 4-2. 2 outs, none on here in the 8th, looking for some insurance.
Kind of intrigued by odd stuff. I wonder if this is the most Owasso, Oklahoman natives to get into one professional baseball game.
I was thinking the same thing.
If Josh Whistler was here and got in the game too, he was also from Owasso, Oklahoma. That'd be pretty intense.
Wow. 2 balls and no strikes. Tribet, that hybrid of sidewind and submariner. I've asked him many times what he considers himself. He said, and I quote, "I don't know." Always from the stretch in that upwards L position. One grounded to third. Behind the third base bag is Edwin Gomez. A throw to first. Norris hustles it out for a single. That's how meat catchers can't run.
Yeah, I mean, gotta love that. It's the bottom of the 8th inning. You got a 4-2 lead. You're kind of the dog days of summer, quote unquote, and you're the catcher. And Derek Norris, guy really takes days off, and he's busting down the line. That's pretty special right there. That's the kind of thing that Pete Ingevillian noticed. That's why he's here. That's why he loves that stuff.
It's one of the great leadership quality he has, especially a guy who's been squatting for 8 innings. Beats out an infield single. It shows a lot to your teammates. Talk about leading by example.
I was going to say, talk about leading by example. That is a perfect example of that. I mean, like I said, bottom of the 8th inning, you've been catching all game. That's pretty special right there from Derek to get that done.
Some guys are quiet leaders and show what they do on the field, hustle, things like that. Some guys are leaders in the clubhouse. Norris, that combination of both.
I mean, you see guys in the major leagues, all-stars all the time. You know, ground ball, routine. They know the play's gonna get made. And I mean, Gomez fired a good throw over there too. I mean, it took everything in to still make it a close play. But
wasn't that like a soft dribbler? I mean, he played it behind third, and threw a strike to first. Norris beat it out. Great job by Derek Norris. Tip your caps, tip your waitresses, and tip the boot. This one swung and a miss. On top of this, it brings up Courtney Hawkins, who's second in the league in home runs. 1 ball and 1 strike.
If your catcher's busting it down the line like that, there's no excuse for anybody else. It's like you're looking around the
dugout.
dugout.
No, there's not.
No one else has any excuse to not get that done. Obviously, barring an injury or something like that.
Not that Norris is particularly slow for a catcher. This one swung and missed, but certainly has possessed the blazing speed of a Rondon or a Jan Santi. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count here on Hawkins. Skeeters leading 4-2. Paulino continues to warm up in the pen. As soon as Tribet records this last out, we'll see Paulino. This one inside, unless the Skeeters score a bunch of runs here with 2 outs. Do you dislike the theory of, this is a perfect example, say the Skeeters score 5 runs here, shutting down your closer. A lot of managers are like, nope, he's up, so he's got to come in. I don't like that. Save him for tomorrow. You never know.
Well, there's a lot of that going on in Houston right now with Ken Giles and the Astros. He's one of those guys who's absolutely dominant when it's a safe situation and completely opposite. And when it's not a safe situation, he actually just got demoted to AAA too. So, you know, to your point, you almost wonder if that messes with the psyche of a closer. They get there, you know, they're so amped up to get that job done, and then it's.
But there's 2 schools of thought. I'm saying from the manager standpoint.
Sure.
Other guys like Lee Smith, who was the all-time save leader for a while, he actually didn't want work. They say Lito wants some work. He was like, nope. Just want to hit into left field for a base hit. So the hustle single now puts runners on first and second. 2 on and 2 out for Anthony Jansanti.
Yeah, I don't know where I fall on that, because I could see some value in getting Felipe an inning here. But you're talking about how it's been kind of hasn't got to work too often. I mean,
but a lot of closers will tell you themselves, I am not the same pitcher when the game is not on the line.
Oh yeah,
they don't want to get destroyed, even if it's a blowout now to end. I mean, not like they're not going to get plenty of work.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see. I mean, Anthony can kind of put that question into play here if he hits one over the fence.
I think Pete would probably bring in Felipe, one of those guys that doesn't really matter to him.
Sure. I was going to say, he might be the kind of the outlier, because also being a former starter, you know, he's seen all the different roles.
We've seen him come in games where there's non-safe situations. Slow grounded to the left side. Gomez has it, takes a short route to second, and that will do it. 5-4. Last chance for the Road Warriors. The league's leader in saves, Felipe Paulino, the former Astro, will come in and try to close it out. Skeeters leading 4-2, top of the ninth when we return.
What does it take to rebuild trust? At Wells Fargo, we've been thinking about that a lot lately. For us, it begins with a renewed commitment to our customers, fixing what went wrong, making things right, working with more transparency and higher accountability, and reinventing how we serve you. It's a new day at Wells Fargo, but it's a lot like our first day. Wells Fargo, established 1852, re-established 2018. Wells Fargo Bank N.A., member FDIC.
Has your home or commercial insurance claim been denied or underpaid? At Morgan Elite Specialist Services, we know that the insurance claim process can be stressful. Our public adjusters have the experience to make this process as smooth, easy, and comfortable as possible, so you can get on with enjoying the things you're protecting. Learn more by visiting us online at messtx.com. That's MESSTX.com. Or call us today at 855-445-3404. We truly look forward to meeting you.
Where can you go to beat the heat and enjoy some wonderful shade trees on the finest deck at Fort Bend? The answer is Dry Creek Social Club. They offer a large selection of craft beers, fine wines, and handmade cocktails. Relax and enjoy yourself indoors or outdoors. They also have a large dance floor and feature live music and a great atmosphere. Conveniently located nearby at 3333 FM 359 between the Swinging Door and Pecan Grove.
Come on over, 832-471-6668 for more information.
Hi, I'm Kim Holstead with Coldwell Banker United Realtors in Sugar Land. Go Skeeters!
The Atlantic leader in saves, Felipe Paulino, going to come on for what would be his 18th save of the season. Felipe, 6'3", 275 pounds, a Venezuelan native, 34 years old. Felipe enters with a 2-1 record and a 0.59 ERA in 31 appearances.
Now, Paulino has not allowed a run in his last dozen appearances, although he picked up the loss in the All-Star game. The winning run, it was a walk-off with the Liberty Division. And I believe the Freedom Division have won 7 straight All-Star games.
Yeah, that was one of those things. You look at the box, you're like, oh man, Felipe has been so good all year, and the All-Star game kind of into some trouble there. But that's all right. If that happens there, I'd rather it happen there and not here.
Definitely. First pitch was a ball here to Jorge Fernandez. The 1-0. This one low and in 2-0. Fernandez, Pierre, and Gomez, 6, 7, and 8 here. Skeeters up by 2, looking for 3 outs and the win. Switch hitting Fernandez, batting here from the left side against former big leaguer Felipe Paulino. A right-hander deals this one down low, 3-0.
I think what's impressive about Felipe too is, you know, you can get to it, like a lot of guys can get to an All-Star game with just a high save number. That number might just look really good at the top. I mean, he owns the lowest ERA of any pitcher in the league with 30 innings, so it's not just the saves he's getting. The way he's getting them, he's been absolutely dominant all season long.
3-0. This one a strike on the outside corner, 3-1. Well, the former starter has 5 quality pitches, a fastball 90 to 93, a changeup, slider, curve, and a sinker. How often do you see a closer with 5 pitches?
Yeah, it's tough. And a closer that can touch 95 and sit in that area too. I mean, that's not uncommon, but just to add to it.
Another one that catches the outside corner. Paulino battling back, runs it full 3-2. Let's see if Paulino can come all the way back here. Payoff pitch by Paulino. This one is an even better pitch, called a ball somehow on the leadoff walk here. Skeeters did not walk a batter through the first 7. Grissett led off the 8th with a walk, and now Paulino with a walk here in the 9th.
I have to dig into my stat nugget here.
There's a stat nugget?
Here we go. I mean, for talk about a closer too, this is a stat you got to love to see. With runners on base, Felipe Paulino's held batters to 4 for 34, 118 average. So it's, you know, the closer you get a guy on, that could be potentially the tying run in some situations, or, you know, that in that case. And he's always been pretty well with guys on base.
First pitch, here's a strike on the outside corner to the right-handed hitting all-star shortstop, Gustavo Molina, who's 1 for 3. He has singled and scored on the home run by Chris Rivera, who is up in a couple of batters. He's also struck out and grounded out. And Norris will set up away. And the 0-1 here by the right-hander. This one in the dirt, scooped down to the dirt. Nice play by Norris, a backhanded short hop. 1 ball and 1 strike. Skeeters had 11 hits last night, also 11 here tonight. With 11 hits, I think you'd see more runs.
Well, yeah, and I was looking at the stats last night. 11 hits, just the double from Barrett Barnes and the home run from Coco. Those are the only 2 extra base hits as well. So a lot of singles. That kind of goes to your point there.
They're going to set up outside again here in the 1-1. This one swung a slow roller towards third. Cordero has one play. The toss across, scooped out by Chavez. Saved an error there. And now the Skeeters up 4-2 or 2 outs away. Nice job by Cordero getting the shore out. The runner, Fernandez, moves up to second. And that'll bring in Edwin Gomez. Gomez really the only important run. The switch hitting third baseman, batting here from the left side. And then you have to be careful because on deck is Chris Rivera, who is the only 2 runs of the game for the Road Warriors with a home run, his 8th of the year.
Now, my very undecorated baseball career, I did play first base, and I'm always, like I said, I'm a little partial to those guys. That's not an easy play for Chavez over there to get that scoop. And obviously, a nice job by Coco. That was a tough one right down the line, too, but that can't go overlooked, the fact that he picked that one up there.
No bias there, Ryan. This one is swung and hit down the left field line. No balls and 1 strike. And you see so many Major League first basemen constantly get those short hops, and they're so tough. And I think that's kind of why Don Mattingly and Keith Hernandez really revolutionized that position. It was generally kind of a way to hide a guy, a big poppy type of guy over there. But as over the years, the third baseman, the shortstops got so acrobatic, and they get to so many more balls, bouncing them to first. It was important to have a good first baseman over there.
Absolutely. You get the best in the game, like Joey Votto, multiple-time Gold Glover, Paul Goldschmidt. Those guys are not one-dimensional players, although they can hit the ball pretty well.
That's one misses inside, although I always find it curious how a guy wins a Gold Glove after he starts hitting.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, there's very few Ozzie Smith and Omar Vizquez who just get it on their fielding.
Sure. Yeah, that's the tough thing. Gold Gloves can sometimes kind of fall into that popularity contest region, but still, I mean, you see it all over there. Even guys like Eric Hosmer will be a little pottery bias. He's another guy who makes it look super easy over there when you know it's definitely not.
The 1-1 here by the Skeeters righty. This one fouled straight back into the screen, and now Paulino ahead 1-2. Paulino 12 pitches, 6 for strikes, 6 for balls here. Skeeters with a 4-2 lead here in the top of the 9th. Need 2 more outs for the victory. Well, it's been a very nice night for baseball. Paulino from the stretch looks at the runner at second, Fernandez. He set up away, and Paulino comes home, and this one low and away, dropped by Norris, but only a foot or 2 behind him. That'll square the count at 2-2.
Now, I understand this is the first time we've done Christmas in July, but these
it's not the first time.
Exactly, yeah. These are by far and away the most unique jerseys. We've seen some really cool ones. These fall in that category, and we're giving out superlatives. He's going with the most unique category for sure. And shout out to our graphics crew who ended up designing these. These look pretty sweet.
I do like the candy cane sleeves. They set up away again here to the left-handed hitter. The 2-2 swung a hit to the right side. Chavez has it. He will flip to the covering Paulino. Going to third is Fernandez, but more importantly, the Skeeters are 1 out away. 3-1 on the put out there. With the Skeeters leading 4-2, a runner at third and 2 down here in the top of the 9th. Probably the only guy you don't want up right now is at the plate, Chris Rivera, who has been a Skeeter beater this year, including a home run here tonight, his 8th of the year.
Also been some extracurriculars going on. I remember the bat with Dennis Phipps ended up leading to a bench clear, and then obviously the last game of the series, they had him go deliver the lineup card, which led to another bench clear. So
before the national anthem,
exactly.
I was like, is Billy Martin alive again?
So as you're referring to him, he's found himself in the middle of all kinds of action here against the Skeeters.
First pitch here. This one swung and shot foul to the left of home. You ever see Slapshot? Movie Slapshot? Hockey movie?
I want to say that I have, but you're going to have to tell me give me a little debriefing here.
The Hanson brothers, the guys with the glasses, look like nerdy hockey players. They all looked alike, too. They kept getting into fights, so finally they get into a fight before the puck is even dropped in the first period. The guy's bleeding, and the referee keeps looking at him. He's so mad that he wants to tell him, listen, I'm not going to tolerate any fighting, and he comes over. He starts screaming at him, and one of the Hanson brothers yells, I'm listening to the song! And the referee realizes he's yelling at him in the middle of the national anthem. No balls and 2 strikes here in Rivera, and the Skeeters are 1 strike away. Paulino from the stretch. They set up outside the 0-2. Swung on and a strike 3, and that's the game. As the Skeeters win the first 2 games of this series, winning last night 6-0, winning here tonight 4-2. Final numbers look like this: 4 runs, 11 hits, and 1 error for the Skeeters. 2 runs, 8 hits, and no errors for the Road Warriors. We're going to take a break. We'll come back. We'll give you the final overall numbers. We'll have our player of the game with Will Scott and preview tomorrow's Game 3 starting pitching matchup. All that and more. We'll return on the Skeeters post-game show in a moment.
So there I was, just minding my own business when a hit and run. This guy came out of nowhere. Bam! And he just kept going. Thankfully, Texas Farm Bureau Insurance was there with the right auto coverage for how and where I drive. So I was on my way in no time to witness the hit and run that really matter.
Now that's a moment worth covering. 877 Farm Bureau.
Hey Skeeters fans, have a worry-free kids' birthday party here at Constellation Field. You and your guests will have everything you need, including access to our picnic plaza, pool, food, cake, and so much more. The birthday child will be able to throw out the first pitch, get a jersey with their name and number, and we will sing happy birthday to them on the dugout.
Thank
Join
you,
us at
Shane.
Constellation
I'm going to
Field,
start down
where
here
we
on
will
the
do
first
all the
base
work
side.
so you can enjoy the game.
Awesome inflatable llama.
Where
If
can you go
get
to
one
beat
in
the
there,
heat
there are
and
4
enjoy some
winners
wonderful
for a
shade
first
trees on the
pitch.
finest deck at
Right
Fort
next to
Bend?
that
The
is
answer
this
is
hula
Dry
hoop.
Creek Social Club. They offer
Doesn't
a
matter how
large
the balls are in
selection
there,
of
you're gonna be
craft
the winner
beers,
of
fine
Field Box
wines,
tickets
and
for
handmade
2018
cocktails.
game.
Relax and enjoy yourself,
lastly, my
indoors
band
or
that's falling down
outdoors.
over
They
here.
also
If you
have a
get
large
one
dance
in
floor
hand, there
and
is
feature
one
live music and a
winner
great
for
atmosphere.
a
Conveniently
one-on-one with a
located
Skeeter.
nearby at 3333
Swanson's gonna
FM
stand out there
359
on
between the
the
Swinging
mound,
Door
but if
and
you get
Pecan
in
Grove.
that net that
Come
he's
on
holding,
over.
that is good for
832-471-6668 for more information.
Right here at home, I've got this black can jam can. If you get in here, there is going to be batting practice for 10 people. There is one winner that can go inside that black basket. All right, on the third base side, I have a unicorn. There are 4 winners for a gift card from one of our sponsors.
We sailed into the postgame show. So Skeeters win 4-2. 4 runs, 11 hits, and 1 error for the Skeeters. 2 runs, 8 hits, and no errors for the Road Warriors. Winning pitcher is Connor Wade. Got out to a tough start, but really settled down nicely. He improves to 5-2 with the victory. Felipe Paulino adds to his league-leading save total. He gets his 18th save of the year. Brandon Vargas drops to a very tough 0-7 on the season. Time of the game, 2 hours and 47 minutes in front of 5,557 fans here on a Saturday evening with Christmas in July. Let's tell you how this one happened. It was the Road Warriors who struck first in the second inning with 1 out. Gustavo Pierre, the All-Star shortstop, single. And then 2 batters later, Chris Rivera hit his 8th home run of the year, a 2-run shot. It was 2-0 Road Warriors, and it stayed that way until the 5th. The Skeeters got all 4 of their runs. A leadoff single by Anthony Jansanti. He'd steal second. Then Cordero put runners on first and third after he singled. 2 batters later, Javier Betancourt drove in a run to make it 2-1. Alvaro Rondon followed with an RBI single to tie it at 2. Then back to the top of the order, Barrett Barnes, who got himself an RBI single as well, as the Skeeters took the first lead of the game 3-2. And then the 4th straight RBI single went to Matt Chavez, as Skeeters led 4-2. Wade, he would go 6 innings, and he struck out 4, did not walk a batter. And then one of the newest members of the Skeeters, Vicente Campos, had a 1-2-3-7. Grissett came in after walking the leadoff man, got a double play. 2 outs, a single then struck out the final batter, Isaac Wenrich, and then they handed the ball to the Atlantic League save leader, Felipe Paulino. After walking the leadoff batter, he got Gustavo Pierre to ground out, Edwin Gomez to ground out, then struck out Rivera, who hit the home run earlier And that was the game as the Skeeters win both Game 1 and Game 2. The same amount of hits with 11 hits. So they have 22 hits and 10 runs in the first 2 games. And they have also a 10-2 lead in runs scored. And Ryan, really, we talked about this in the pregame show, me and Will, but got to make a pretty good argument for Connor Wade, the All-Star, being the Skeeters ace now.
Yeah, I mean, there's really, if you look at it on paper, I mean, there's not much question about it. You subtract that start against Long Island, and he's been one of the best pitchers in the league all season. And yeah, it's tough. I mean, Casey Coleman and Dallas Baylor were going so strong. But yeah, I mean, I think I agree with Wade being the ace of the team now.
Well, standing by is Rowan Will Scott, and he has our player of the game, William. Are you there?
Thanks, Ira. Here with our player of the game, Anthony Jansanti, went 2 for 4 with the stolen base. Anthony, you were hitting .470 in the last 12 games leading up to the All-Star game. And so far in the series, you are 6 for 8. How have you been able to stay hot?
I'm just trying to swing at good pitches. You know, as a lineup, we just carry momentum together. That's what it is. You know, everyone's hitting in front of me, seeing good pitches, swinging at good pitches. You know, we're getting good scout reports. We're all just in it for each other. And when you can have a team that's out there all on the same page, all with the same goal, it makes my job a little easier. Just you know, knowing what I'm looking for up at the plate because the other guy's in front of me, and you know, it's a game of momentum, and we're carrying it over.
You, Barnes, and Heathcott all incredibly fast. You made a great running catch just shy of the wall in the 6th inning. Do you feel like you were a part of one of the best defensive, if not the best defensive outfield in the Atlantic League?
Yeah, I mean, you'll be hard-pressed to find balls falling in the outfield out there. You know, it's not just speed. We're prepared, you know what I'm saying? We study the hitters. You know, we move as a unit. We come in, move back, slide left, slide right as a unit. And like I said, we're all in it with an ultimate goal. And I think that speaks truth with the first half championship, and we plan to carry that through the second half and continue to play as a team.
13th come-from-behind win this season for your club. What do you think's been the main factor that keeps contributing to these come-from-behind wins?
We just don't quit, man. You got to slice our jugular if you want to take us out of a game. We know we can swing and run, and like I said, you got to put us out of our misery if you're going to beat us through 9 innings. We play all 27 outs. We pride ourselves in that, and that comes from Pete from the top. We pride ourselves in playing hard for every single out, both defensively and at the plate. So that's why.
Our player of the game, Anthony Jansanti. Back to you, Ira.
Oh, thanks, Will. And Jansanti's certainly deserving. He's been on base 7 times in the first 2 games. And Ryan, when you look at these first 2 games, you know, you can say, oh, it's the Road Warriors, but they played the Skeeters tough. I know it looks lopsided, scoring 22 hits in 2 games and outscoring them 10-2, but you know, they got a good pitching performance last night, pretty good one here tonight, and you know, they keep you honest.
Yeah, and I think Anthony touched on it. It's always nice when you can see a team come back like that. I mean, obviously only a 2-run deficit, but a Skeeters team that hasn't really been in a spot where they've had to come back in too many games realistically. That's one of those traits that you love to see, you know, guys like, and it was all singles too. Anthony was talking about the momentum carrying from guy to guy. 4 singles, 4 RBI singles. There's your run. So kind of you pass the baton to the next guy, and I think if that's the way you get the job done, getting the job done like that, and the comeback win, you love seeing that.
Keep talking about this team metamorphosizing. First they were a power team, then they were a team who kind of went station to station with good starting pitching. Now you're seeing them get a lot of singles and less walks, but still winning.
Yeah, I mean, and you still always have that power there. I mean, you've got guys like Anthony Jansanti and Cordero. Cordero tied his career high and professional career high last night. Anthony's 1 home run away from tying his career high. So you got guys hitting for their best power numbers of their lives. And Courtney Hawkins, obviously, we've seen the power he brings to the table on a daily basis. And
in a non-friendly hitter ballpark,
sure.
On top of all that.
I mean, yeah, it's impressive. So yeah, it's nice when you see him. I mean, it's almost a cliche, you know. People say like, "Oh, you won this way." It's kind of a stupid question to ask sometimes, but it has some truth to it too. You want to see your team win in different ways, and the way they won tonight was pretty impressive as well.
Well, the Skeeters with the victory, they improve to 2-3 here in the second half. The Road Warriors drop to 0-5. Another tough start for the Road Warriors. With the win, the Skeeters are now 43-25 overall, and the Road Warriors drop to 17-50. And Ryan, final thoughts on this one?
Well, I guess we'll go with Connor Wade. I mean, we talked about it to kind of end the post-game show last night. I wanted to see him get back on track. He did a great job, pounded the zone. Obviously, there wasn't much place to go other than up after the last start. That was a pretty rough start, but that looked like the Connor Wade we've kind of grown to know and love here in Sugarland. And, yeah, if he's your ace, he had ace-like stuff tonight. He looked great.
Well, that's going to do it for us here. Skeeters with an incredible victory. Tomorrow in Game 3, It'll be James Russell, the Skeeters left-hander and former big leaguer, 2-3 with an impressive 2.57 ERA. He will take on right-hander Michael Lee, who is 1-4 with a 5.32 ERA. Skeeters win here in Game 2 by a final score of 4-2. This is Ira Liebman saying enjoy the rest of your evening. Special thanks to my broadcast partners Ryan Poster and Will Scott. We will see you tomorrow night.